All right, folks. It's 8 o'clock p.m. You know what time is it? It's Jasmine Tuesday this time, and I'm going to go ahead and explain that. Before I do that, I don't know what you mean by doing 4 lifts this year. As far as my hair is concerned, I'm not really slacking. It's just my hair is growing very fast ever since I started using steroids. That includes down here as well. I just shaved practically yesterday, where I used to shave every maybe 3 days or so. But I'll get it shaved tonight, no worries. But what happened, folks, is I ran out of Earl Grey tea there, actually. In fact, either that or I misplaced it, so instead, I looked in my cabinets and I have this old jasmine tea that I used to drink this whenever I was dieting down for a show. This can is about 9 years old. So I made a cup of jasmine tea, and it tastes just like jasmine there, pretty much. There's just no jasmine in it there. It just tastes like some sort of non-binary type substance here. Oh, we're gonna stop drinking that stuff. That definitely does work as a diet formula. It's what I usually drink because it suppresses the appetite. But uh, yeah, jasmine tea. This would help you with your pooping there, Joel. This is the real stuff from the People's Republic of China. I mean the legit jasmine stuff there, and it's quite potent there. But I use that whenever I was dieting down for a show. I would use that particular tea in order to crave the appetite because it makes you so sick that you don't want to eat anyway. But the good thing is it still works even after being 9 years old there. The thing's already past kindergarten, but I'm probably going to throw it out. So, but fortunately, I also brought a little bit of Cabados. As usual, nice Nicaraguan cigar. And cold water. I was going to get coffee instead, but I know Pugman's wanting me to cut down on any coffee, so I've only been drinking it once a day there in the morning. You were super drunk on Sunday at a bar, and you remember the bartender coming around? Yeah, you can go back there. I mean, you have to understand, Chad. If you're in a bar location there, they expect people to get drunk, so that's nothing normal. In fact, that's paying patriots that you're actually purchasing stuff. So yeah, it's fine to go back. I wouldn't, unless you pretty much know that you cursed them out, and if you did, they'll let you know when you get back. But I don't see any reason. Hey, Justin, what's up? Ran out of Earl Grey tea or just misplaced it, so I'm drinking. Well, I was drinking jasmine tea, but actually, it's my tea I usually drink whenever I was competing, and it's about that age there because it really suppresses the appetite. So we're gonna cut that mess out. So other than that, I am selling one of my websites. It's the only one that me and my ex-husband started, in other words. And that's being sold on Flippa. If you want to buy it, it's like $3,000, but the auction ends in like 30 days or so. Yeah, chamomile tea is awesome. But dang it, I missed my Earl Grey. I can't believe I ran out of it. I really shouldn't have. Maybe I just looked in the box wrong or something. I don't know. She was pretty cute, and hey, Chad, see what happens. The worst she can do is just slap you across the face, and that's it. You never know until you try, folks. You never know. Wonder where everybody's at there lately. Is somebody else streaming or something there? Let's take a look and see. No, nobody else is streaming tonight there. Guess people forgot about the show. Uh, hmm, whatever show we do. I guess I can get started smoking there. So, as always, feel free to ask some questions. If it's getting a little slow, I may put on a little bit of a movie for everybody. Uh, uh, yep. I think everybody's asleep today. Yeah, if she has Hecate as a tattoo, she's Wiccan. I mean, I was married to someone that was Wiccan there. Actually, my ex-husband's Wiccan. That's why I'm selling the website there. So because I'm not in a position to actually run it because I'm not Wiccan. So yeah, I guess Tuesdays are pretty slow for everyone there. But I always but people know that I have my show every Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m. But oh well. It's just been really an interesting day between selling the site and just the typical business issues that go on. Pretty much everything is fair, I guess. A number of different rituals. You have bell tang. You have, it's nothing major or anything like that. It's no different than most typical holidays. Low volume. Well, I turned it down because people said it was too high. I mean, I can always turn it back up a little bit. So. Oh, actually, I already have it all the way up. I probably am not close enough to the mic. In what years did Ric Flair spend more money on spilt liquor? Quick pump. That's a promo. That Ric Flair actually cut. That didn't obviously happen because Buddy Landel drunk as much as Ric Flair, if not more. Everybody used to drink a whole bunch back in the 80s here. I appreciate the love there, Chad. Hey, Truth, what's up? What is happening with the clip there? I don't know what's happening to her. She got a job there, which is pretty good. People need to get out of the house every once in a while. I've never popped Valium before. Nope. Boy, that tea is really working there because, yeah, like I said, I used that whenever I was competing there. It's an appetite suppressant there, and it's really suppressing everything. So, we're going to go ahead and get lit, folks. Time for the evening cigar. Yeah, you should never pop Valium there. That stuff's pretty dangerous. And don't get none off the street corner. Everything's being mixed with fentanyl lately. Well, it's good, Justin, that you have a specific schedule. I just try to avoid any carbohydrates after 6 o'clock p.m. for the most part. Steph Curry. It's going to be an interesting game there. I mean, LeBron's a billionaire, but, at the end of the day, on the court, it's just two people, or a team of people. Well, Chad, go find out what that girl said to you there. You know, like I said, you never know if you're going to be going there. Do I think Richard's on testosterone? No, he's just fat. He's bloated. Not only that, when you're on a lot of drugs there, you get kind of bloated. So he's obviously on a lot of medication, you know. When people are on a lot of medication, they just bloat up really fast. Truth one, I don't really have the desire to actually offer any online coaching. You know, I let people like Dave Palumbo take care of things like that, but that's just never been my thing. I've been, for the most part, a personal trainer, but I've lost interest in even doing that. He's not on roids. He's just on a lot of medication, and it's probably bloated him up. Along with eating, overeating, and stuff like that, he's just gotten really fat. Oh yeah, I sing karaoke. I love karaoke. Hmm. Karaoke's awesome, especially when you're drunk. That's the best time is when you're drunk. Oh boy. Yeah, when you're out there drinking there, that's when karaoke's the best. Thanks again for showing the love there. So, Hmm. It's pausing. What do you mean? Can't be pausing. Although my top chat is not let down yet. Well, not sure what's going on with that. Hmm. Well, he's no longer straight, Chad, because he's already declared himself as, his wife already says that she's non binary, so that would make Vegan Gains no longer straight, so I don't know what he is. It is possible he could be on testosterone. Uh, but, on the other hand, I just think it's just all the medication. That just usually really bloats people up when you're doing a lot of drugs. Mostly Elvis songs, Broteen. In the ghetto, I always like singing that. I will do the Dukes of Hazard thing. Just a good old boys, never meaning no harm. Ooh, vodka sauce here. Yeah, I've not had that in a couple of years here with some pasta. That's always good stuff. I do need to do this. Hmm. Mm, well, the psychotropic drugs there, the reason why he was so lean there is because he was crazy. Crazy people generally are pretty lean, when they're not taking so much medication. Plus, he was a lot younger then, too. He's now in his 30s, so he's slowing down. Just as I told him about a couple of years ago. No, I'm not non binary. Did I ever see Elvis in DC movie where he holds up the donut shop? No, I've not seen that. I did see the Elvis movie. Went out with someone on a date and saw it. Jasmine already did her transition. Not that I'm aware of. Have I ever been blackout drunk before? Yeah, a couple times there in my youth. whenever I was around 18 and 19, yeah, but it's not something I would do today. Poke salad, I've never even heard of that there. You must mean some sort of different things here. But most soul foods are slave foods here, and I don't eat slave foods. Hmm. Well, I'll go and check it out there. Elvis meets Nixon. That and it's just by the title of it, it sounds kind of weird. Hmm. Hmm. Hang loose, folks. I gotta check something. Hmm. I gotta see what's going on with the video. Meet Kiana Shiori. Y'all said it was lagging, right? He's now in his 30s, so he's slowing down. Just as I told him about a couple of years ago. Have I ever been blackout drunk before? Yeah, a couple times here. Yeah, it's been doing that. Wonder why it's doing that for. It's kind of weird. It's telling me I got an excellent connection. I got a lot more bandwidth now than I used to. Uh, what are my thoughts on predator poachers? I mean, poaching is illegal. The thing about it is that a lot of these hunters will go into other people's countries like Africa, and Africa has rules and stuff like that. So the biggest thing that poachers are, what's happening to poachers is they're getting seriously injured because these animals there, they'll go and attack them because they have to go out at night in order to poach these animals. And when you go after something like an elephant or a tiger, that's big trouble. It's a southern dish you have to boil. Oh, then I wouldn't eat something like that, quick pump. Uh, that's something I definitely wouldn't eat. I mean, if it's something that you have to boil out because otherwise it's toxic, then I'm not going to eat that there. What would be a full transition for Jasmine? For biological women, there, I think it's just a matter of just taking enough testosterone until you grow a Santa Claus beard or something. And I mean, just like the most female bodybuilders, eventually, if you take enough testosterone, it's going to grow a dick for you. So, well, Robert, that's because he was all bundled up when he met that doctor. So yeah, he probably looked like he was bulked up, but it's just bloat. Well, that's a very harsh punishment, KCB, for poaching. Because I'm going to be honest with you, about 100 years ago, that wasn't even illegal to begin with. So it's some sort of conservation type thing. But they definitely should be fine, and they shouldn't be there neither. Thanks. Just the typical robe, which I think I'm going to get a different color robe or something, just to change things up. I think that's a good idea. What makes it terrible there, KCB? The thing about it is, Asia is their own country. They don't have to adopt to American standards. If they want to eat a dog, they can eat a dog. You know, it's their ocean, it's their waters, you know, and stuff like that. You know, as Americans, we don't need to butt into other countries' businesses. That's what we've been doing with Ukraine and other places like that. Just let them do their own thing, you know. Because America, we're spending all of our tax dollars on every other country, and we're not spending it on our own people. So I can care less what they if they want to make shark fin soup, that's their business. I know they're running their whaling vessels there, but there's really the thing about it is there's not much I can do about. There's not much we can do about that, you know. The reason being it's because it's their waters. It may be outside their waters, but when you're out on the ocean, no country really owns the waters there. So no, there's no such thing as foreign waters out in the ocean. And they don't really need to go outside the waters in order to get sharks anyway. So I mean, what I mean, the thing about it is that I'm tired of us being the world police, you know. Now, if they invade our sovereignty, yeah, we should sink their ships like the video game Battleship. But at the same time, if they want to go and screw up their country and stuff like that, let them do it. I just don't want us to bail it out, you know. I'm tired of us being the world police. I'm tired of covering places like Ukraine, you know. What has Ukraine done for the. I mean, we're helping out Ukraine, but we can't help out our own people. Our tax dollars should go to us, you know, should go towards us. It should not go to Ukraine, should not go to Asia, it should not go to even Africa, you know. Shouldn't go to any other country except us, you know. It's our money, you know. That's why I don't really care what happens over in Asia. I mean, it's horrible that they're cutting up dolphins and stuff like that, you know. But it's their country, it's their dolphins here. There's not really much we can do on things like that. We can still speak about it, but should we go and invade the country because they're chopping up a bunch of dolphins and spend our taxpayer dollars? Hmm. Nobody recognizes international law. I mean, look at us. We went into Iraq there, but we can do that because we're Americans. You know, we go wherever the hell we want to go. We don't care about international law. We're freaks. We're not cookie cutters. Mm. 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 Yeah, that is why Portugal is, you know. I always say keep your nose out of other people's businesses there, so. Chad, it's never a good idea to go on a live show. Those live shows have one purpose is just to humiliate you. You get a little bit of money and you have a lifetime of humiliation to deal with. I wouldn't. Forget that. Yeah, that's right there, you know. KCB, I'm willing to do whatever it takes there. As if people want to volunteer their money towards stopping it, that's fine. But as a taxpayer, I should have a choice as far as to where my money goes. And nothing personal. I would like my money to go back to us Americans who pay the money, you know? That's why we were supposed to pay taxes for the highways, for our public schools, our public libraries, you know, and stuff like that. Instead, it's being siphoned off the Ukraine, you know, and stuff. That's the way I see the whole thing with the whole Asia things. And don't get me wrong, I think it's horrible that they're chopping up dolphins and stuff like that. But you know, we shouldn't go and invade the country or so forth, or spend taxpayer dollars there, or so forth. Hmm. I've not seen the Mario movie. I heard it's made over $1 billion, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, you literally have like over 40 years of advertising for the Mario movie. Definitely did better than the one in the 90s here. This is a lot better movie. We're not broke at all. We just got other people spending our money and it's going to other countries. I'm not on Tinder. I mean, I don't use Tinder or any of these other apps, so probably someone's using the picture of me. That's weird though, but I am technically a public figure, so it can happen. Didn't hear about that. I don't keep up with that guy, Angel. Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and look him up anyway here. Let's check out his physique here. Give me just a minute. Yeah, he's pretty shredded there. He's gotten a lot better than the last time I seen him. He looked like crap, but I'm glad that he got his pro card. I wasn't aware of that. It may be KCB. It may or may not be gone. Jason says a lot of things, but nobody pays real attention to it. Servaj, he's still on the run. I think that dude is nuts. When they get a hold of him, they gonna beat the dog doo doo out of him. Protein, I do have a grinder account, but I've not used it in maybe 2 or 3 years or so. I would even have to put back on the app on my phone there. It's just not a good way to. I mean, it's just an app, and I'm old school. Back in the day, we didn't used to do that stuff. But I do have a grinder account somewhere, but I've not used it for like maybe 2 years or so. And even then, I only popped on it once or twice. It's better just to go to the club there. That way, you know who you're looking at. The problem I had with Grinder is there was always blank faces there. And then you would go and get a message and they would just show you a picture of their cock, and stuff. Can you imagine you open up your mail message there and you ask what their can I see your picture? Can I see what you're looking like? And they send you a cock. I'm like, I don't want to see your what. Yeah, that's nice. I've seen a lot of cocks before. Seriously. Sometimes they'll show their ass cheek. I'm like, hey, I wasn't ready for that. What if I was in a public environment there and you sent me that? You nasty. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, KCB. Everyone's getting boring at this point in time. Even me for the points, because YouTube is just cracking down on content. That's why I'm doing some side content. And if I ever go on Rumble, or I'm still trying to decide as far as to how I'll approach Rumble, then it's going to be no holds barred, just like the good old days. But I could still say Mammy Jamma and stuff. So, I mean, I can get away with some Mammy Jamma stuff. You Mammy Jammas. How is Collie Muscle still alive? Good doctors. The truth of the matter is, what someone takes and how many heart attacks they have isn't a determination as far as to how long they live. Cedric McMillan, everyone thought he would live to his 80s and stuff like that. People didn't realize just how bad shape he is. I mean, you got people, people like Big Lenny there, he'll probably outlive me and everybody else there, and stuff. Uh, it's just all about genetics there. Some people will be at a position to where no matter how much stuff they do, they're going to still live to be 90. On the other hand, a person can live a completely clean life. All of a sudden, they die of some sort of weird uh, cancer or something. I mean, look at Steve Jobs here, for example. The guy is a billionaire. He has the best access to the best doctors in the world. He exercised religiously, and stuff like that. He still died of pancreatic cancer, literally. That's just the things of life there. Steve Jobs dead, Big Lenny alive, case in point. I've seen Ernie Ladd, but I've never met him before. I mean, by that, I mean, that was way, Ernie Ladd was way before my generation. So that's a baby boomer generation, and I'm a Gen X. So that's way before my time. If Collie Muscles lost size, then that's good for him. Yeah, he really needs to just trim it down. He needs to get Dave Palumbo lean. Yeah, Lenny has some awesome genetics there, and people laugh at me when I say that. But I mean, he has good genetics here because most of the stuff that Lenny's done would kill anyone else easily. If I did the same stuff Lenny did, I would be dead. Literally, I'd be dead. And I think part of it is that he walks around all the time and he bikes all the time. All that circulation and stuff like that. He has pretty good circulation, or at least at some point in time. I mean, I think as long as he's getting that exercise in, that cardio and stuff, I think that plays as a factor in. But yeah, Lenny's a beast there. I mean, heck, he's got good genetics. Because if I did a portion of what he's done, I'd be dead. I mean, no joke. It's because of the cigar. Whenever I'm smoking a cigar, sometimes whenever the smoke is out, that's why I'm trying to blow it that way. Oh, yeah, Lenny's apartment. Woo, boy. That apartment. I've seen Big Lenny smoke the cigar before. I've seen him. I've seen a video, I think, of him smoking a cigar. But you have to put things in perspective there. I'm smoking little tiny cigars a day. In other words, and plus cigars you don't inhale. If I was doing cigarettes, that's a little bit different. I've never used synthol. The reason being is it's prohibited in the NGA. Remember, I competed in a drug-free organization, so synthol is off the books. The stuff is weird anyway. Well, both Jasmine and Vegan Gains got overweight. I mean, they're together, so they're going to get fat together. And that's just only natural. But I could see the end coming there as far as that's concerned because they were pigging out for years, so that weight has to go somewhere. Joel, there's nothing really healthy in life. Did you see that news report tonight on on NBC? I watch the NBC nightly news. They say that loneliness is more dangerous than smoking. Actually, the Surgeon General actually said that loneliness is more dangerous than smoking. Yeah, protein. I mean, he had some black mold. He had plenty of black mold in that apartment, and he lived in it for years. Like I said, I told you he's got good genes. He'll probably outlive all of us, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, weed ain't too bad there. Weed has some health benefits and stuff. It's not something I do because it gives me a headache. Just as long as you do it in moderation, as long as you do something like that in moderation, you're perfectly fine. Hmm. Yeah, good nicotine there. So, yeah, that fridge did look like a crime scene. That's for sure. No, I'm alone, but not lonely. Like I said, I've already been married. I've been there. I've been down the road and stuff like that. And I hang out with a lot of friends and stuff like that. If you're someone a person that's lonely hangs out with no friends literally, and I'm not talking about internet friends or something like that. Everyone's got Facebook friends and stuff like that. It's just a matter of I think it's very important that you meet new people. That's why I like the Swordfish Club. You get to meet new people and you get to talk to them and stuff. Some people need a lot. The thing about loneliness is that I blame it, and this is just my opinion. I blame it on people not having in person interactions. That's also why I don't like working at home or so forth. That's why a lot of businesses are going back to the office because of that. They don't have that human interaction, and as a result, it reflects on the business, their work they do, and the customers that they service. I have my microphone all the way up, Alan. There's nothing I can really do about that. A lot of people, I turned it down originally because everyone said I was too loud. So I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about that as far as that's concerned. Best suggestion, maybe on a computer, or you can always watch it on a TV set, if you have one of those streaming device boxes. Well, that's just an example of good genetics here. That other guy, the Robert Overton, he lived in his 110s there and smoked 8 cigars a day and drunk whiskey all day. It's just one of those things. Do I have a great one? If you're talking about down here, it's 8 inches. So, no, when you live somewhere like that, Robert, in such a dirty environment, you don't really notice there. Lenny just got used to it there. But yeah, I think everyone was disgusted by him. But Here's the thing, folks. A lot of people are like that. You've seen the show Hoarders, right? A lot of people are, messy and stuff, and they don't like to keep themselves clean. Yeah, Jack LaLanne lived to be in his 90s and he was still in good shape, but yeah, he didn't touch anything, but yet there's people that did and lived longer than Jack LaLanne. But folks, you have to remember living a long life doesn't mean you've lived the best life there. Now, Robert Overton, he lived a great life, and stuff. But you have some people that live to be in their 90s and they've never really done anything in their lives other than just be there. Since your time on earth is undetermined, folks, do everything that you possibly can. Leave behind something, whether it's kids, whether it's writings, whether it's music, just leave behind something. Piana's arteries didn't need to have any cholesterol in it there. The reason why he passed away is because he had an overdose of snorting energy powder, and stuff. It cut off the oxygen in his brain there. If you have no oxygen coming to your brain, KCB, it only takes a couple of minutes before you're. I mean, here's the thing. You can live without food for maybe a month or two. You can live without water for a week. But if you run out of air, folks, that's only a couple of minutes and you're gone. You can't live without air. That's what killed Piata. you know, he took it to the point to where his body was no longer getting any oxygen. His brain didn't get any oxygen. Couple minutes, that's it. Yep, those are the breaks there, Robert. Now, one thing that did factor in is Jack LaLanne was sick for a couple weeks and he refused to go to a doctor. If Jack had actually went to a doctor, he would have lived longer probably. Or he could have lived less longer and could have gotten an infection at the hospital. You just never know there, Robert. There's no expiration date on things like that. Piata did a lot of stuff for many years. He definitely had better genetics than Mike Matarazzo. But Piata already knew he was going to die at a pretty early age because he lived too wild. Explain the YouTube copyright thing. Well, they just have a new feature where it automatically points out any videos on YouTube that is using my material, and it shows it all. And it scans it every single day for copyrights. I don't know why it's doing that for. It's kind of weird. Is Brad a doctor worshiper? I would say so. Jack lived as long as his sibling that treated his. Those are the breaks, KCB. Vegan Gains. What's up, man? Richard, first off, I want to welcome my cousin here. Here's the thing, Richard. That was the wrong environment to confront him about something like that. That's something that you would want to email him about. But being a doctor does have weight there. That means that he went to school, he studied, he had his residencies, he's done the work there, Richard. You haven't there. And he was involved in those types of testing there. But let's say that you were right there, Richard. Let's just go off the bat and say that you were 100% correct. Dr. Greger was wrong. If in that particular case there, I would have written him, emailed him, instead of just openly confronting him, and having your friend ask yourself go and confront him, or excuse me, go and videotape the whole thing just for your videos. I think that was very unprofessional of you doing that, especially since he's probably one of the leaders of the vegan movement there. I mean, he's one of the leading figures here. And for you as a vegan, I would think that you would give him a little bit more respect there. I think he's earned it. But that's not my main issue, Richard, is that was not the time and place to go and confront him on something like that. And honestly, I think you were incorrect as far as that's concerned, because he's done the studies here. He was involved with it. So I'd have to give more weight to Dr. Greger than you. Nothing personal or anything. I gotta debate vegan gays first before I debate anyone else because I promised her that the next debate would be with her. Sugar alcohols suck, but more so because he was willing to argue with me about it. Well, that's because you got in front of him there, Richard. That's because you just went and got in front of him. So if he had walked away, he would have looked like a little bitch, right? Yeah, Richard, he could have said that, but would you have accepted it? You wouldn't have. Come on now, Richard. You know you wouldn't accept him walking away saying he didn't want to argue with you. Because when he said that there was nothing to debate, you got really upset. So come on with that there. You know that. You would have not, you weren't gonna leave without accept, you wouldn't have accepted no for an answer from him. Protein, the issue isn't really so much as who won the debate, it's just the wrong time there for him to actually go and confront him. It should have been done more eloquently. It should have been done professionally. If Richard has an issue with it, then he can go and write him there and actually offer to debate him. Both people get prepared and just then do it live. I don't think a open confrontation would actually proper. Hey Steve, thanks for subscribing there. Richard, I don't really care about the sugar substitutes. And again, I got to debate vegan gays first before I debate anyone else. Nah, not tonight there. I'm going to enjoy my cigar tonight. Then I'm going to go get back to work. Got a lot of things to do. But once I contact vegan gays, if she doesn't have time, I'll be more than happy to debate you on some sugar substitute there. But I tell you what, why don't we ask the audience, hey folks, do y'all want me to go and debate Richard? I mean, do you guys really want me to go debate Richard about some sugar substitute? Oh, all right, all right. Let me open up my Discord. Boy. Hey, you people. Da 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 da. Hopefully my live stream doesn't crash. Remember, folks, I don't have that much bandwidth there. Yeah, it looks like I got to install a bunch of updates here, so we'll give that a little bit of time. It should only take a minute or so. All right, it's starting up. I wonder how many minutes I have left on my track phone. Let's see. I really should use this more often. Okay. Da 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 da. All right, Richard, I'm in your Discord, so how you want to do this? I don't have permission to. Yo, Richard, you got me blocked on your Discord. Why am I blocked on your Discord anyway? Yeah, I'm blocked on his I'm blocked on his Discord. Oh, okay. Be right back. I need to get some more Cavados. Here's the. This here is your. My problem. Yeah, but you're causing. I want you to understand. I don't really. I don't even know. Oh boy. And folks, let me bring over Exhibit A. This is the stuff here. No, I'm in your Discord now there, Richard. No, I haven't private messaged you or anything. I can't type anything in any of your chats or anything. I'm all blocked out. But while I'm waiting here, folks, we'll just get a little bit more. A little extra thirsty tonight. Hi, Mike. Yes, I'm in your public Discord. I just can't type anything. Unless I'm doing something wrong. Oh, wait a minute. I see it now. All right, can you hear me? Hey, Richard, I can't hear you. I need to change my output settings. Hmm. Change it from default to whatever you're using as a speaker. Oh, geez. Did that work? Output device.
There.
Oh, there we go. Can you hear
Hello?
me?
You able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Great. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah. So I saw your video reacting to my debate with Dr. Greger. Um, and you did just agree to debate me on the erythritol topic. So what was your what's your stance on erythritol right now exactly? Like, do you think it should be avoided, dangerous? Like what?
I think it should be used in moderation. There's been studies to where it can be harmful, that it can cause blood clots and stuff. So I use very little of it. I do use it there in stevia, but I use it very sparingly. I may use it maybe once on Sunday, or if I'm making oatmeal, for example, I will use stevia. I just think that it should be used in moderation. But I really don't have too much of a position there. I used to use it a bunch whenever I was competing. But
Okay.
the real issue I had is that you went and confronted Dr. Greger at a inopportune time, and then you had to ask yourself there. The one thing I hate most is these gotcha debates to where, a person's walking along, minding his own business there, just staring at the clouds, and then all of a sudden there's an invasion of things there. Now I definitely
Okay.
get that he.
Well,
I definitely get that he decided, he decided to discuss things with you and everything, but you know what I mean, bro.
okay. Well, how about we debate erythritol specifically first, and then we can talk about whether or not it was appropriate for me to confront Dr. Greger.
Well, that's fine there.
All
But
right. Well,
I've just explained my position as far as that stuff is concerned.
sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, sure. So, did you read the erythritol study by any chance, or did you just read some articles about it?
I've not read nothing about it there. I'm going on
Okay.
information. I'm going on ancient information there. Whenever I first started using it, and we're talking like maybe 15 years ago, because I used it for competing. My last show was in 2009, so it's not something
Right.
that I keep. It's not something I really keep up with there.
And your kind of fear about erythritol is that it can cause clotting.
That's correct. If it's overused.
Okay, well, there's no research suggesting that it causes clotting. You realize that?
Right. I'm not, again, I don't go by research there. I just go, I mean, in this particular case, I go by what people told me there whenever I started taking and whenever I was competing. Now, the person that was training me at the time, whenever I was competing, says, hey, don't use too much of this shit, and stuff, because it can really mess you up there. You can get a
Okay,
heart
well,
attack,
the
for
only thing
example.
it can do, well, the only thing it can do in high doses is trigger diarrhea.
Well, no, I mean, there are studies there that says it does blood clotting there.
No, no, there aren't.
Yes, there.
I can explain to you what's been going on, especially with the latest study that's been published.
That's fine. Go ahead and enlighten me there, cousin.
Right. So there aren't any studies on erythritol linking it to blood clotting or even showing a causal link between erythritol consumption or serum concentrations like in your blood and cardiac events like heart attack or stroke. So just recently there was that study published, you probably heard about it in the media, where erythritol was linked with cardiac death. So what happened there is they found a bunch of very sick patients. So most of them had diabetes, heart disease. A lot of them already had a heart attack before. They're overweight, and they found a correlation between serum erythritol levels and cardiac death. So the people who had the highest risk of cardiac death had higher serum erythritol levels. Now, erythritol is actually produced endogenously within your own body, and it's part of glucose metabolism. It's a kind of byproduct. Now, if you have diabetes, you're actually going to produce much more erythritol than a normal person. So you can kind of see where I'm going there, where the people who were the most sick in the study, so diabetic, um, they were probably just producing more erythritol levels, but because they were more sick, they had a higher chance of dying. So that epidemiological study that was conducted doesn't really draw a link between erythritol and cardiac death. Like, there's just not really any way to confirm a causal link there. The only other research with erythritol and clotting are in vitro and in vivo experiments. So in vitro just means outside of an organism, in vivo means within an organism. So with in vitro experiments, you're usually talking about like exposing something in a petri dish to something else. In this case, human blood. Now, what's misreported is that erythritol triggered clotting in vitro and in vivo. That's not what happened. So what they did was they exposed human blood to collagen, and if you expose human blood to collagen, it's going to form clots. It's simulating an injury. So if you cut yourself, blood is exposed to collagen, and then it forms clots. That's how bleeding stops. Now, what they did was they put erythritol, human blood, and collagen in a petri dish and compared that to just blood and collagen. The blood, collagen, and erythritol just clotted faster than just the blood and collagen alone. And same within the rodent study, the in vivo experiments, they induced endothelial cell damage using a specific type of device in rats. That's what actually caused the clotting, but when they fed rats erythritol, they just formed clots faster. That's it. And I think they formed clots about 250 seconds faster.
Right, man. And
So,
that leads to the issue that I had there. What you're describing is, yes, these people were sick, but the thing about it is urethral was actually developed for people like that. The reason why they make sugar substitutes like aspartame and stuff like that, and those little pink coffee things, is for diabetics here, so they're not intaking too much sugar there.
well,
What you're
sure.
basically what you're stating is, you're never going to find a perfect test subject there. The people that were tested are people that should be on it there. I mean, if you're going to test a sugar substitute on someone, it's going to definitely be a diabetic, because a diabetic is going to be a person that's going to be most
Well,
likely
they
that's
didn't
going to use a
measure
lot of it
intake.
there. Huh?
Well, in the epidemiological study I'm talking about, they didn't measure intake, so it's entirely possible that none of the subjects were consuming any erythritol at all. Again, it's produced endogenously in the body. So what you'd really need ideally is a randomized trial with a group consuming high amount of erythritol versus a group consuming no or maybe a little bit of erythritol, and see if there's any difference in health outcomes between the groups.
Well, no, I
Because
mean,
again,
you can't test a person there with the high amounts there as a test subject there, because there's a chance that you can actually end up killing a person there.
no, no, you
Clots.
can.
i-
No,
if you
no.
if you give if
So it's
Richard,
so
is it
it wouldn't.
Well, let me
Okay,
get you on that there, cousin. Here,
sure.
okay? Because if you're talking about testing someone with a high amount of erythritol, well, let's say that they have a serious reaction to that high erythritol, and they end up getting a blood clot. They can die. There's only so there. I definitely get that and I agree with you there that there should be a randomized test and everything like that. But you can only go so far as the testing it. That's why they do it on rats, which again, some of your vegan friends even have a problem with them testing rats itself there.
Yeah,
I have
so
to the
there's
reason why I have to go with Dr. Greger's study is because the study was conducted in the best sense possible there.
no, it
As
wasn't. No, it wasn't. Randomized trial would be the best. And again, there's not an ethical issue with conducting a randomized trial with erythritol because, again, it is FDA. It's an FDA approved food ingredient. It's considered safe. So if you wanted to conduct a randomized trial, it wouldn't even have to go through an ethics board. You could just do it. You can also ask Dr. Avi about that. He's actually involved in research, and he'll tell you there's no way there'd be any ethical issue with testing erythritol in a randomized setting. And on top of that, there's no evidence whatsoever demonstrating that it can actually cause clotting. What has happened so far is that they have induced clotting either in vitro or in vivo in rodents by using either collagen or a device that triggers clotting. And then they added erythritol. There's actually no evidence whatsoever that erythritol itself triggers clotting.
okay, but you miss my point on that there. You're going by based on the particular study there. That's only a one possibility as far as to what you're stating there. But what you're saying there, in order to what should be done, can't be done there, or at least done safely there.
Wait, sorry. Why would it be unsafe to conduct a randomized trial on erythritol?
Because if you give someone a high dose, there is still that possibility that they can form blood clots here. That's why they tested on
Well,
rats
there's
there.
a possibility if you sell peanut butter, somebody with an allergy is going to eat it and die. Like, I mean, to
Well, a
what
person's
extent do you
gonna
think there's a risk?
well, a person's gonna know whether they're allergic to peanuts or not, though.
Well, they're not going to know until they fucking eat a peanut, right?
Well, no, they would. I mean, doctors can diagnose whether someone has a peanut allergy there. And
Okay,
that's what they do
well,
most of
when
the
you
time.
were a
They
kid, were
diagnose.
you diagnosed with whether or not you had a peanut allergy?
No, my mom just shoved peanuts and everything else in front of me there. And
Right,
if I ate it
so
and I
your
throw up
average
there,
person isn't going to know if they have a peanut allergy unless they eat peanuts. So do you think peanuts should be taken off store shelves?
absolutely not though. I mean, and here's the thing there, Richard.
Like
I can
again,
go.
I don't
You
understand
can.
how you can establish that there's a great enough risk of erythritol causing clotting where you cannot, in good conscience, conduct a randomized trial.
Well, because they tested out the rats there. We're
It
going
didn't
around and
cause clotting.
it caused. But you're up there saying that okay, they put some collagen in it. Big deal. What else are they supposed to do there, Richard? I mean, I'm being
Okay,
serious.
do you understand what I said? That erythritol didn't cause the clotting. They induced clotting by other means, right?
Well,
So
that's
there
what
hasn't
testing's
been a
all.
link between erythritol and blood clots.
That's what testing is all about. You got to go in different. You got to go in different scenarios here. My whole thing about it
My
is that
argument
you're.
is there's no evidence currently linking erythritol to either the formation of blood clots or cardiac death.
Do
So,
you
what's your argument in favor of having a precautionary principle against consuming erythritol or consuming it in moderation, or conducting a randomized trial in an attempt to confirm whether or not there is a health risk?
Are you saying that there is absolutely positively no possibility that taking urethral would cause any clotting there? That someone can
That's
go.
not
So,
what I'm saying.
well, no,
I'm
hold on.
saying there's no indication that it would. So why would there be? Why would you create a precautionary principle against the consumption of erythritol and conducting a randomized trial to confirm whether or not there is in fact a causal link between erythritol and cardiac deaths?
Oh boy, Richard, let me explain something to you there. Before the stuff got FDA approved there, it would have already been tested for any type of possibility things that can happen there. That would include anything such as toe jam medication there, as far as to, okay, toe jam medication, there is a 1% or 2% possibility that it can cause a heart attack there, or that it can cause you to go blind there. They still have to report any type of possibilities that can happen there. So this stuff here, and I'm going to put it out there, it is still possible that it can cause clotting, regardless. Let's put away test all to the side there. Before this stuff got FDA approved, they have to list any type of possibilities as far as any conditions that this can possibly cause there, regardless as to whether it's minimal or not there, before it can be FDA approved.
Okay,
That's
well,
why
it
they
is
that's why
FDA
they put
approved.
that's why they put warning labels on Tylenol.
Okay, well, it is FDA approved.
Yes, it is FDA approved there. You can have, there's
So,
plenty there, just about every FDA approved product there is gonna have is gonna have a label saying, warning, this may cause this and that. You've seen those commercials with the medicines and stuff like that, to where they have a person running out in the field of flowers, and then all of a sudden they start listing off all the names of possibilities of things that can happen there. They even list the possibility of this stuff causing death there. Now, obviously,
okay,
there's a rare chance of that happening, and I've never heard of any cases of that happening, but it could still happen there. You may be that 1 in a million. You may
I,
be able to win the lot.
I'm
I mean,
okay.
I would
I'm just
consider it a
trying
lottery
to.
chance of winning, but guess what? People still win the lottery.
Okay, sorry. So your epistemic standard for whether or not you should recommend something is safe or conduct a randomized trial to test its safety is if there's absolutely zero chance of it ever harming anyone.
Well, as I always say, better safe than to be sorry there. Like I
Okay,
said,
so
my
then you would
position.
recommend against the consumption of peanuts, and there should never be any randomized trial on replacement of some food with peanuts,
Well, I mean, as far.
because there are peanut deaths. On average, about per year, there's around 200 deaths related to peanuts,
Yeah, and they
where
won
there's
the.
an allergic reaction causing anaphylaxis.
Yeah, they won the lottery. You know,
So, okay, so then you're against peanut consumption, and you don't think there should ever be any study involving peanuts.
there's already been plenty of studies involving peanuts here. Now,
Okay,
I mean,
but you
well,
would be against that, right?
Richard, there's so many substances out there to where, even though I may not have interacted with it, I may touch some particular flower and I may have an allergic reaction that I don't know about there. And it's
So
possible.
you're against studying anything or recommend making any dietary recommendations or medication recommendations because somebody could possibly be harmed.
Well, in a sense, there should be studies there, but the studies that you're talking about there, there is a possibility to where someone can get killed there, as far as those
Okay,
blood clots are.
but we're talking about your epistemic standard here for whether or not you could, in good conscience, recommend something, or recommend against consuming something, or conducting a randomized trial.
Right.
So, is your epistemic standard that it can never harm anybody ever?
Well, that's the argument that I'm making there. You're trying to state that this stuff is not going to cause any possible harm.
That's not
I
what I'm
disagree.
saying.
I
That's not what
disagree.
I'm saying. I'm saying there's not a threshold. Well, sorry, there has not been any evidence suggesting that this is dangerous, erythritol. So, like, yeah, in theory, somebody could be allergic to it and get a severe reaction, or maybe if you like eat an entire bucket of it, like you could end up having a problem. But like, there's no evidence that if you give this to a population of people, it increases the risk of dying by any degree.
Yeah, but here's the thing there. How do you know whether they had died from the stuff or not there? A lot of
Well,
things
that's
get
why
missed.
you'd need
The
a
thing
randomized trial.
it's no different than COVID there. Because a lot of people could have died of COVID there, but it was misdiagnosed as something else there, like dying of pneumonia, for example there.
Okay,
But
well,
your
that's
your
not
your
the same
idea.
thing. We're talking about exposures and risk of death.
But Richard, your idea as far as testing to see whether it works is not ethical, in my opinion. There, we're not going to go
Okay,
with
on what basis?
on the basis you're wanting a randomization. I have no problem with, but going out and giving a person a very high dose of this stuff here, you know, who knows what can happen there? That's why they tested on
I,
rats
I
here.
d- Okay, so you would be against having a randomized trial where somebody could possibly have an allergic reaction to something. So that includes any vaccines, any food items, including peanuts, because there's a possibility that somebody could be harmed.
Well, it just varies as far as the what we're talking about there. This stuff here
I
is
don't
this thing.
understand why it would matter what we're talking about. Like
This
the epistemic standard you seem to be setting is that because there's a chance erythritol could possibly be harmful to somebody, therefore it shouldn't be studied in a randomized setting.
it should be studied in a randomized setting, but not. But one of those studies can't be by giving a regular person a high dose of the stuff there, just as you would do with a rat there.
Okay, well, it could
But
be.
and you're trying to
I
and the
don't know
thing
what you'd
about it.
consider a high dose, but it will like
But you're comparing
you'd
something
you'd
that's
have to be you'd
but
have to like the assumption would be you'd have to at least give enough to where realistically somebody would consume that amount of the whatever the exposure is, in this case being erythritol.
okay. Well, I tell you what here. Here's what you should do. You should take a whole bottle of this here and just drink it and see what happens. If you don't get any blood clots, then you're perfectly fine there, you're trying to compare peanuts which grows into the ground, peanuts that my mom and myself actually picked when I was a little kid, and you're comparing it to something that's made and manufactured there. I mean, it's not the same there.
Well, peanuts are made and manufactured, like peanut butter is made and manufactured. Like, by the way, erythritol exists endogenously in your body. Your own body produces it.
It doesn't produce as
You're
much as
acting like
what you
it's a completely synthetic product.
it doesn't produce as much as what's going to be in a bottle there. Your body doesn't produce that much there. Not as
Okay,
compared to
but
what you can
like
intake
again,
there.
what is the like again, please, what is the evidence that erythritol could be assumed to have enough danger that it would recommend where it would make sense for you to recommend against consuming it?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Where did they get it from? They had to have gotten it from before testing it before it got approved for FDA approval there. Now I've already
That's
explained,
not an answer to my
Richard.
question.
I just answered it there, and here's the thing there,
No, you didn't. I asked
Richard,
you on like what's
Richard,
the evidence
Richard,
in favor of it being harmful and would support the idea of avoiding it.
Richard. Do you remember what I told you at first there? What my information is? I've not read any research papers. I've not taken any studies of the stuff there. The information that I'm going by is simply whenever I was competing, Buddy told me, hey, don't take too much of this stuff. And that's what I go by there. That's it. I've not read any research
So
papers.
if somebody were to tell you apples, you should avoid apples because they'll cause diabetes, would you just blindly accept that advice?
Whenever I was competing there, if someone told me not to eat apples, I wouldn't eat it there. If someone had told at that point in time there, whenever
Okay,
I was
if somebody
competing,
were to
you
tell
have
you
to
to eat poop off the ground, would you have eaten it if they told you it's good for you and it'll help you lose weight faster?
but they wouldn't have told but they didn't tell me that there, Richard. No, I wouldn't
Okay,
go
but
any
you
poop.
would because apparently you just
I'm not
accept
gonna go
whatever is told to you when you're competing.
poop is waste there. Is a waste product. Okay?
Okay.
Poop is a waste product. All right? Now people will say that you shouldn't eat bugs, but a lot of ice creams are made with insects there. Uh, you're arguing
What?
cement.
Sorry,
Richard,
bug ice cream?
yeah. Some countries they use bugs in order to make ice cream. You should look that up sometime.
I've never
But
heard
the
of
point
that.
the
And
point
by the way, eating insects is dangerous.
the
You
real
shouldn't eat
point
them.
really
But
isn't
that's a
the
different.
what Richard, the real point really isn't the sugar substitute. It has nothing to do. My main issue with you is you going and confronting Dr. Greger. If you two want to have a debate about the stuff,
Okay,
since
well, we
well,
agreed
hold on,
to
well,
we
let me
agreed to debate that later.
cousin, let me finish what I'm saying. If you two want to go and debate it, that's perfectly fine. You've read research papers. He's done research. You two would be an even match, but you're up here arguing with someone to where, and I'll admit there that I have anecdotal, let's just say I have anecdotal evidence that the stuff is harmful based upon what someone told me while I was training there. I have anecdotal evidence. You have the research
Well, I
papers.
have more than anecdotal evidence that peanuts are harmful. About 200 people per year in the U.S. alone die from them. So should we ban peanuts?
No, we shouldn't ban peanuts here. But do you see my point there?
Okay, why?
You're arguing with someone that's not read any research papers or anything like that. Okay, this
Well,
is
you're
this
claiming
Richard
you have
Richard
anecdotal evidence. Well, you're
Richard this
claiming you have.
Richard.
We can
You
use your evidence standards and apply
I
that to
don't
other
have
things. Like
Richard.
again, if you're going to use this as an epistemic standard, like we'd have to ban peanuts.
Well, I'm using anecdotal evidence here. That's why you need to go and debate Dr. Greger on his own grounds. The reason being is because he's done the research. He goes and does all the research papers. You've obviously read research papers and stuff like that, you know. But you're trying to argue with someone that hasn't read any research papers here, okay? As far as this stuff is concerned there, Richard, and I'm going to make this very clear, I'm going to use this in very modern, I'm going to use this in moderation there. I'm not going to take too much of this stuff here. Better safe than to be sorry. I don't need to read a research paper and I don't need to go and experiment on myself to see whether it's dangerous or not there, okay? I'll take the anecdotal evidence on any day whatsoever. And because I've already eaten plenty of peanuts here and stuff like that, and I know I don't have an allergy, I'm gonna be perfectly fine with that. I'm gonna do me, in other words here, Richard. I'm gonna do me. Now, like I said before, you wanted to argue about some sugar substitutes. I've given my position. I've explained as far as the why I have that position here, okay? And it's not based on any research papers here. If you want to go, and you should be.
Well,
the thing about it
if
is,
you're going to admit you're just basing this off anecdotal evidence and it's just
I just said that
personal view, then sure, okay, whatever.
I just said that.
Well,
I said that in the very beginning. I said that in the very beginning.
I think I've.
If you want to go,
I'm satisfied then.
You should debate with someone that's. If you want to go and debate something about sugars, go and argue with someone that's actually read research papers here. I told you that in the very beginning. Did I not?
Sure. Okay, so you have a problem with me going up and confronting Dr. Michael Greger.
That's my biggest.
Arguing with him on this, though.
That's the biggest issue. That's the biggest issue. It was not a formal.
Right. So what's
it was
the
not
issue
even.
on that?
It's not a formal debate there. You just went up and confronted him, and you started videotaping him, or that idiot.
Right. So
asked
it's First
yourself
Amendment protected speech. So what's your problem with First Amendment protected speech?
It's just not the. It doesn't have anything to do with First Amendment speech. There, it's just not a good thing to do. It's not a nice thing to do.
Why?
You know, it isn't nice to do there. Whenever I'm walking, if I'm walking around in an expo and I'm up there smelling the flowers, I don't want someone coming and raining in on my parade. You went down there and rained on Dr. Greger's parade. You know what? I'm not saying that you should have sniffed his ass or anything like that.
He said he's not interested in arguing at any time.
You wouldn't have accepted it there. I know, cousin. I know you. I know you wouldn't have accepted it. You wouldn't have. You would not.
People on my stream
you would
who challenge me to
not let him.
And I just tell them I'm not interested.
Richard, you would not have walked away from that situation. That's not your personality. There, you would have.
Sure,
you would have continued that. You would have.
Maybe I would have asked him, like, "Are you sure? Like, it's just a simple topic or something?" Or but like he's a grown up, he can just say no.
He is a grown up there, you know, and he made the choice
So
to
it's
debate.
wrong to go up to an adult, a grown up, and ask, "Would you like to argue about this?" That's inappropriate.
It's not. It is inappropriate there in that particular situation. The other thing is actually going and just videotape. You went up there.
By the way,
you went.
You realize the same guy is spreading very harmful misinformation about diet, nutrition, drugs. And he has refused to take any criticism.
Well,
do you think I might have, like, you know, a moral duty as somebody who considers themselves like a leader in the vegan community to call out harmful bullshit within my own community?
You have every right to do so, but on a formal platform, there, Richard.
Well, if he's not going to agree to it, then what am I going to do?
He didn't. You didn't even give him a chance. You just went and openly confronted him, and then you started videotaping. Then you put it.
By the way,
Richard,
please, you can look at the video. You can review the video yourself. I went up to Dr. Greger, and this is word for word what happened. I said, "Hello, I believe your stance on erythritol is that you should avoid it, correct?" And he said, "Correct." And then I said, "Well, I disagree." And then Dr. Greger was the one who told me to give my argument. He's the one who told me to give the argument, and you're saying that I was the one being inappropriate.
Yes, and I'm going to explain why here. Okay, so let me just ask this one simple question that'll clear it up there. When you approached Dr. Greger, did you already have the cameras rolling?
Well, it was
Did
the
you
friends I
have the
was with who
cameras already
decided to
rolling?
film.
So your
I don't
intention?
know. It was them who was
No,
filming.
that was your
My
butt buddy.
camera wasn't even used. I didn't even bring my camera or video
You
equipment.
had you had your friend ask yourself that they're filming. So before you even confronted Dr. Greger, he already had his camera running there.
Plenty of people were filming and taking
But
photos. Like that's what the event
that
is
was your
for.
is ask yourself your friend. Is he your buddy?
Okay, it's First Amendment protected speech. So do you have
Oh,
a
don't
problem
give
with
me this
filming?
first. Just because
It's
something.
First Amendment protected speech. So do you have something against filming? Are you against the First Amendment?
So if I walked up to you and just called you a fucking nigger, there, do you think that's going to be appropriate?
Well,
It's
in
First
Canada, that
Amendment
would be
speech, there, isn't
considered
it?
that could be
It.
considered hate speech.
If I called you a Alabama porch monkey and just walked up to you, okay, I'm exercising my First Amendment speech.
Again,
But
again,
is it right?
you're
Is it
this
right to
is a
do?
weird marginal Okay, by the way, this is a weird marginal circumstance because you're talking about something that could be construed as hate speech.
If
So
I,
you should probably
it's still
if
the
you're going to
First
use an
Amendment. If I
example.
walked up to you and called you a chocolate face,
Sorry.
there would not be rude.
In Canada, we have something that is equivalent to the First Amendment. We do have in our law books freedom of speech, but there are exceptions made for hate speech, whereas America doesn't do that. Now, I'm against hate speech. I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, especially some tired fucking conservatives, but you're just giving a weird example where you're using First Amendment protected speech that happens to be hate speech, which I'm against, and is illegal in my country. But
I'm not. I don't.
just
I'm
use
not
an
familiar with.
example
I'm not
that
familiar with
personally
Canadian.
insults somebody.
Richard, I'm
It's
not
just
familiar with.
disanalogous. I didn't walk up and call Dr. Greger the N-word.
But you went and started.
That's
Your
the point I'm
friend
making.
started filming the minute you walked up to him there. Before you started, so you had an
I
intention.
don't care.
To
I'm not
confront.
my friend. And it's First Amendment protected speech.
Okay, so whenever the whole situation ended, even though you didn't film, how were you able to get it up on your channel? Where did you get the video from? You got it from your friend. Ask yourself.
I'm sorry. Is it morally wrong to film people in public spaces?
No, it is morally wrong to go and start filming there, just in order to go and confront people. That's my opinion about it. Now, I'm not familiar with Canadian law there. The only thing I'm familiar with as far as Canadians are concerned is maple syrup, Justin Bieber, and Michael Bolton.
We have
there.
the same freedom of speech laws.
No,
The only
we
difference
don't.
is
No,
we
America's
do.
a
The
lot
only
different.
difference is Canada makes exceptions for hate speech,
I can
where
walk.
hate speech is prohibited.
Look, in America, I can go up there and call someone a fucking cracker there, and that's not hate speech. It's not. It's not
Again, I just told
I
you we have the same free speech laws aside from hate speech.
Okay, Richard, where did you get the video from?
Hate speech isn't protected.
Richard, you already said
well
that you.
from my friend. Ask yourself.
Okay, then there you go.
Another guy who's there, Matt. So what does that have to do with anything? Do you think it's morally wrong to film a public figure in a public area while he's doing literally there for media reasons to be filmed and photographed with viewers of his?
So you're trying to say that you didn't plan ahead, that you were going to go and film and confront him. So all of a sudden there, ask yourself, just thought it was a good idea just to go and start filming while you were even walking up to him. Now, I saw the video there.
I don't care.
Your friend.
None
Richard,
of these details seem to matter at all. But for one thing, just to clear things up.
Did you have it
go
planned
there with the plan to confront Greger? Greger just happened to be there, and then ask yourself, said hey, you should probably debate him on something and see what happens.
So you had a plan ahead there. You saw him there, and you came up with a quick plan, and you went and confronted him.
Right? Okay. So I didn't go to the event with a plan of confronting Greger. That's my point. I went there actually specifically just to meet James Wilkes. And Greger just happened to be there, and then Ask Yourself had the idea of just seeing if he'd be down for a debate. And again, when I went up to him, he told me specifically to make my argument. So, you're complaining that I went up there inappropriately to confront him when he was the one asking for it.
But you initiated contact there. He had no
What the hell
choice
does
but
that
to,
matter? He's a grown up.
he had no
He's
choice
not a
but
7-year-old.
he had no choice but to answer your question there because
That's
he
great.
already saw that you were
Well,
already
no,
filming
he's a
there.
grown up.
So
He can
for
refuse to
Richard,
answer. He
he
can
already
say,
saw that your
you
friend.
know, I'm kind of tired and it's not really the right setting. If you want to debate me, you can just contact me through email. He could have said anything like that,
And
and I would have been fine with it.
you wouldn't have accepted it. I don't believe one word you're saying about that.
I
I don't
can't
believe it.
compel somebody to speak.
Richard, you are lying. You're lying
I
about that.
can't compel somebody to speak.
You would not have accepted it. And what and
I can't compel somebody
you would
to
have
speak. If he said, it's kind of, I'm tired and there's a lot of people that are trying to meet me and it's just not the right setting for it. If you want to debate me later, then whatever. Or he could have just said, I'm just really not interested in, these sorts of debates. Then what am I going to do?
yeah,
Am I
and then
going to
what
hog tie him and force him to debate me?
no, what you would have done there, let's say that he would have just said that
Yes,
there.
tell
And he
me
just
about your crystal ball that can read my mind. Please tell me about
I don't
that.
need a crystal ball. I just know from your past behavior there. You would have went on, made a video, said that he was too chicken shit in order for him to go and debate you, and then you would have showed the film anyway of him walking away. That's how you work there. That's how all you vegans
No,
work. That's how
no,
vegan booty works there.
no, no,
Yeah, you've done
no,
it before. You would have said that he was
no.
too chicken there.
Well, I've done that. I've done something similar to that before with people
But there we go. There you
who
would have.
have made arguments against me, but refuse to engage with me directly. That's
Aha!
clearly
You're saying that you
cowardice,
would
and
not
they
have
should
done.
be criticized for that.
You
Dr. Greger has never made any arguments against me or expressed any interest in debating me before. So if he were to say, like, look, I'm just not really interested in these sorts of debates, then I'd be like, okay, whatever. Do you mind if I just take a picture? Like, that's all I would have said.
and you wouldn't have went and bashed him saying that he was too chicken to debate you.
No.
Bull. Bull.
How would I know
Bull.
if he was too
You've
chicken
done it
shit
before.
to debate me?
Bull.
He could have
Bull.
refused a debate for plenty of other reasons. He may have been unprepared. He may have been busy and not had enough time. He did have a lot of people standing in line for him to meet him. So there could have been plenty of reasons why he wouldn't be fucking interested.
Bull. Bull. Just plain
What do
bull.
you mean, bull?
It's bull. You would have just
Okay,
you
do
would have
you
you would have
have
went
any like what fucking basis do you have to make a claim like that where you can read my mind somehow
your past
and
behavior.
like tell the future in alternate universes?
Your past behavior dictates it. There.
Great. Okay, so again,
Maybe
you're not really making an argument for why anything I did was immoral or wrong in some way.
well, perhaps we should have one of those studies there to see whether we put a line of different people there and see whether you go and make a video about it there. It makes no.
Okay,
It makes
well,
no.
the
Richard,
fact
it
is-
makes no. It makes no point of difference here. You know, you saw. You may not have. You may have went to there. I will. I will accept the fact that you went to that convention thingamajig in order to meet this other person. You happened to see him, and then you just came up with a quick plan. But I seriously doubt, and believe me, I severely doubt that you would have just accepted him walking away. And if he did walk away, you would have just shown the video of him walking away, and you would have just called him a coward.
There
saying he
would
was
have
too
been
chicken
no
to video.
video to show.
Yes,
like
you-
I don't care
Whatever.
about.
Whatever.
Look, I would do that in a case of somebody like Penguin Zero, who flat out refused to debate me, even though he like made up a bunch of lies about me, attacked my character, made arguments directly against my position of veganism. Yeah, if somebody like that refused to debate me, clearly they have enough of an interest in having like this sort of argument with me, but to refuse debating me and having a face-to-face or online conversation, like that's clearly cowardice. If Dr. Greger, somebody I've never met in my fucking life, just said they don't want to debate me because I for reasons I wouldn't really know, it could be he's tired, not really in the mood for it, whatever, I wouldn't make a fucking video saying, oh, that guy's a fucking pussy.
I find that hard to believe there, Richard. I mean, really.
Okay, well, you know what, like the fact is, I went up to Dr. Greger at a public fucking event. Everything I said and did was First Amendment protected speech. I wasn't rude to him in any way. If anything, he was rude to me. he was like getting really close up in my face. It was hard to see like the expression on his face, but he seemed like really angry, and he was waving his hands around like really aggressively. And
Because you
he was
went
the
and
one who
confront.
actually initiated physical contact with me. If anything, he was the one being rude.
You
So
walked up
like
to
what's the
Richard.
fucking problem?
You walked up to him there. You know, you went and confronted him. You and your buddy started filming. I'd be upset too. Just caught off guard and surprising someone like that there. Now, you don't
He
have
could
to,
have
Richard.
said he's
Richard,
again, he's a big boy. He's a big boy. He could say, I don't really want to be filmed doing a debate like this. I just feel uncomfortable.
you wouldn't have accepted that. I don't buy the fact that you would just go and just not make a video.
I would have been fine with that. Maybe I would have like pushed him a little bit, like, are you sure? It's just I've wanted to debate you on this for a while or something. But like again, if he would just say, yeah, I really don't want to, I would have accepted that.
I saw you just said it there. You would have pushed him. See, you just meet it. Who are you?
This is Dr. Avi.
Who is this? Doctor who?
Dr. Avi.
I don't know who that is.
He's a vegan medical doctor.
What do you want?
So I know the person who recorded Dr. Gregor. I know him very well. I know Isaac very well. If Dr. Gregor were to be uncomfortable and say like, "Listen, I'm uncomfortable being recorded," I can tell you with high confidence that Isaac would stop recording.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. I had a donation coming in. What'd you say? Could you repeat that?
What I said was that the person I know the person recording very well, and if Dr. Gregor were to have said, "Listen, I'm uncomfortable in the situation where I'm being recorded. Could you please stop recording?" He would have stopped recording.
But by the way, even though it was a public event, it is in a private building. So we're filming there with the privilege granted to the event managers or the building managers or security. So and again, I've worked as a photographer. I've shot events before, so I'm well aware of the laws regarding this. If I'm asked to stop filming at a place like that, I would just stop filming because, again, it's on the privilege granted to me by the event manager or the security or the managers of the building.
You don't get it there, do you, Richard?
I don't think you get it.
I get it there. I'm basing it on my Richard, I'm going to just tell you right now. If I was going to go and I wanted to go and debate someone there, you know, I wouldn't have directly just walked up to him there out in the middle of nowhere or so forth and would have said, blah, 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 this. I would have said, if I was going to even walk up to him, I was like, hey, look there, you know, I would like that. I have some differences in opinion about the subject there. Can I write you something there? And, you know, we can go over it there. I don't think that was the right time. And I think that was the reason. And like I said before, I watched the video. He was quite upset that you walked up and had the other guy that was filming there. You know, I think he was upset, but you just went and said that you would have pushed him a little bit. That if he tried to walk away.
Right, and he's not a 7-year-old. So if he wants to...
It doesn't matter, Richard.
Again, if he wants to say, no, I'm sure, I don't want to be filmed, I would have respected that request.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yes, I would.
You don't have that
type
again,
of... You don't have that... would have been respected. I can tell you as someone who knows the person recording it.
Again,
were you the one that recorded it?
I've worked as a photographer
I thought it was ask yourself.
The only reason I'm allowed in the building and to film is on the privilege of the managers and people at the event. If people start complaining that I'm filming them without their permission, I'm going to be asked to leave. So I don't have an interest in that happening.
But but when it comes to filming there, that's just filming around and stuff like that there. Your filming was the purpose of confronting this Dr. Gregor stuff here, okay?
Okay, and he never told any of us that he was uncomfortable with filming.
I don't think he was in the position to tell you otherwise there, you know?
He absolutely was. He's a fucking grown-up. He's not 7 years old.
Have you spoken with him about it since then?
No. Why?
Well, Richard, I would go and speak to him about it.
Like, I don't really know him. There's no way for me to really directly communicate with him, so I don't understand why that matters.
He has an email address, you know?
Why do I care what his opinion is? He didn't tell me not to film.
Boy.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, he didn't walk up filming him. Like the film started. If you look at the first frame of the film, it took place where the interaction was already occurring, and other people were actually filming him already.
I already saw the video. You were
I
already
know you saw the
You were
video,
filming while
but the
he
point is that
Richard
they
was
didn't.
walking. Let me finish what I'm saying there, because I don't know who you are. I don't know who the blue hell you are. Okay.
Timestamp at 000 and 8:22.
Yeah, whatever. I
Those are the
mean,
first
but he was
frames.
whenever the film started, he was already filming, and you were already walking up to the man. Okay. Now, if you had done that to me there, you know, if you had walked up to me like that and started filming, I'm like, hey, what the fuck are you doing there? You know, go and send me an email
Yeah,
if you
okay,
have any
and
questions.
you don't like that, and then if Gregor might be different, and if he didn't like that, he can say that. You're a big boy. If you were to say that,
Oh,
express that you're uncomfortable.
first off,
with filming. Great.
cut out the big boy stuff there. I don't accept that there. You know, and
What's the issue?
hey, and here's the reason there. Okay, and I'm just gonna explain this again. In my opinion, there, what you did was highly unprofessional. That is my opinion. You have a we. This isn't a matter of agree to disagree. That's my opinion there. You know, what you did is something that I wouldn't do there. You know,
What do you mean when you say it was unprofessional?
it's unprofessional just to go up and walk up to someone and start debating them about a subject while filming there. You know, that's something that they do. That's some. It reminds me of those people in Hollywood there, to where they'll just rush up to someone with cameras there and start flashing and just start asking and yelling off a bunch of questions and stuff there. Now, maybe that's acceptable to you two vegans there or so forth, but not acceptable to me. Here's what I would recommend doing there. You know, he has an email. Why don't all of you three vegans get together, have yourselves a broccoli sandwich here, and just have a formal debate? You know, that's all I'm asking you guys to do. You know. But as far as Dr. Gregory is concerned there, and another thing that I'm kind of disappointed at is that he is a leader in your vegan movement and stuff. And like I said, I got no, you know, I got no bone to pick. I have no dog in the fight in this particular sugar substitute argument whatsoever. I just think that it should have been more formal. It should have been more professional. What you did was, in my opinion, unprofessional. You may not think it wasn't professional or anything like that. I think it was.
I don't even know what you mean by professional. Every time I ask you to tell me what you mean by that, you invoke the term again.
Well, I go and send some. I'll tell you how I go and ask people questions here. If I have a disagreement with someone there, I go send them an email saying, hey, I have a disagreement. Can we discuss things here? By phone, by correspondence, even an online debate or so forth.
That's what you would do. You're still not explaining why what I did was unprofessional.
I just explained it there. It's something that I would not
do.
do.
Something that you wouldn't do is by definition unprofessional.
By what you did, yes, it's unprofessional there. You know? No, James, I'm not James. I'm not going to ignore him. I'm just
true up the fact that you didn't do it.
Maybe, excuse me?
He's trying to figure out why it's unprofessional. You simply telling him that I wouldn't do it that way. That's not answering his question unless your answer is what makes it unprofessional. It's just whether I would do something or not.
Okay, so it's one thing. It's one thing to walk up to someone and ask them questions. There, it's another thing to not only walk up to them but just start filming. Richard asking questions there. You know, I would have been more. Here's the thing. I would not have said anything if you had just walked up to him without filming there, without any general interest of putting it out on YouTube there. You know.
Why is that unprofessional?
I just explained it.
Do
you have? Seriously, do you? Maybe it's somewhat of an age difference or so forth. Maybe I'm just kind of old school, you know. I mean, I am a lot older than I believe I'm a lot older than both of you or so forth. Maybe it's just my train of thought. It's just the way that my mom raised me or so forth. There, you know. I think that's probably more of more of a type of thing there, to where
Cool.
back in my day there, we wouldn't do stuff like that, you know.
Cool.
I
So
just
by unprofessional,
maybe in your what is it? What are y'all, millennials or so forth? Maybe in your millennial age, you may find that acceptable or so forth. Not a Gen Xer like myself there, you know. But that's just me there.
So
I've explained. Okay,
clear,
I've explained.
Unprofessional. Just so I'm clear, what we mean by unprofessional is that which a given individual or individuals would do at a based on their age. So if you're more old school, doing that which the old school would do in the situation makes it professional, and doing not that which the non-old school would do makes it unprofessional. Is that right?
If I was gonna walk up to someone, the last thing I would be worrying about is going and filming the whole thing going down there. That's just not me.
Okay,
it's one thing to let me finish. Hey, pal. Let me finish what I'm saying there.
The reason I'm interrupting you is you keep giving an answer that doesn't answer the question that's being asked.
If you don't like my answer, then fuck off. Then, you know.
Well, it's Seriously. Not the issue that I don't. Well, it's
you just jumped up. I'm up here talking to Richard, and all of a sudden you decide to jump up. You tried to jump on there.
Guess what? Richard's a big boy too. If he doesn't want me here, he can remove me.
Well, I didn't. Well, Richard didn't even tell me you were coming on here as well.
You're a big boy. You're a big boy too. If you have a problem, with it, you don't have to be here either.
You just came up here by surprise there. I mean, that's another thing. You just jumped in. You jumped into the conversation.
Is that also,
I've already. Hey, buddy, shut up. Let me explain something to you here. I've already explained the position there. I think it is unprofessional to go and walk up to someone and start talking to them and then starting up a film there. Your purpose of actually doing that is so you can is just to put it on YouTube there. And if he had decided to walk away, Richard, in my opinion, and again, this is my opinion here, in my opinion, would have probably made a supplemental video saying that he was too chicken shit to debate there. And then you would have played the film of him walking away. You want to know why? Because Richard's done that a bunch of times before.
Okay, so again,
what? And
now you're interrupting me.
Yeah, I know. I am.
Again,
because I don't know. I don't know
if you're gonna ask.
I don't know who the blue hell are you. I know nothing about you.
All right, so I'm just gonna point out that once again, you've just restated that you consider it unprofessional. We already got that. You said that about 10 times now.
But you're asking me why?
Yeah. Because we ask you why, you just
because I said so. That is the way I was brought up there.
Because you said so. Okay, thank you. Yep, that's what makes it unprofessional. Is that right?
Because I said so, and that's the way I was brought up there, to where you don't do stuff like that.
Okay, cool. So we just have different views on the matter. We have different values, and we don't share your values.
Well, obviously you don't there.
No. I think we think your values are horrible.
How are my values horrible?
They're horrible in the sense that they're antithetical to our goals.
But I still accomplish the same thing without trying to make some money, without trying to make some YouTube money on it.
It's not about, well, for me, it wasn't about, I mean, I'm happy this made it to YouTube, and it has nothing to do with money. It has to do with exposing
you kids these days. I'll tell you what.
It has to do with getting the truth out. The truth of the matter is that this individual, while many people would come to his defense about all the good things he's done, he has spread a lot of misinformation. He's stretched the envelope of science, and he's caused a lot of harm doing it.
But I don't care about it. He's a vegan. You're a vegan. Richard's a vegan there. I'm not a vegan there. But one thing I am is this here. I'm someone that just...
That beta minion needs to GTFO and start lifting.
Oh, y'all cut it out. Y'all cut it out there.
What?
Here's my whole thing there, okay? I've explained my personal values. I explained how I was brought up there, you know. I don't like ambush debates here, you know. I think it's unprofessional. You think it is professional there, you know.
When you say ambush debate, you consider an ambush debate walking over to someone while we're recording and saying, "Hey, listen, do you have this view on erythritol? I disagree with you." And the person says, "Oh, let's talk about it then." You consider that an ambush debate.
Well, right? What was the purpose of filming?
the purpose of filming was to get it out on YouTube.
Exactly. So you had an intended plan to go and get it out on YouTube.
Yes. Right. What's the problem? Wait, what's the problem with that?
By the way, he's a public figure who is a YouTuber and was being filmed at the event the entire time. Do you think that
was like a gotcha or something? Like, what? Of course.
Well, the thing about it is that he was damned if he did, damned if he don't. He either goes and debates Richard there, or he walks away. Richard makes a video calling him a chicken shit, and then just publish him walking away. They do that all the time on Fox News. They do it on CNN.
He doesn't know me. He doesn't know what I'd possibly do if he refused to debate me.
Well, it's not damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, there are many things he could have done and to come out honorable in that interaction.
Okay, I've already explained my position. Do either of you two vegans have any other questions for me? Because, I mean, the thing about it is eventually, I'm sure that Dr. Greger will get back in touch with you in the event that you actually formally write him, which is the one thing that you should have done to begin with. And like I said, all three of y'all can go have a broccoli sandwich, have a celery smoothie, and go and debate about some sugar substitute here. Okay?
No, because by the way, I have formally written Dr. Greger multiple times on several issues that he was wrong about, particularly heart disease reversal, and he refuses to engage.
Did you make a video about it on your YouTube channel?
And that is what? Sorry?
Did you make a video about it? Did you go and tell everybody else that he was too chicken to debate you?
I don't know if I said that on YouTube specifically, but yeah.
Did you say it on YouTube or not there? Yes or no?
That he was chicken shit? No, I didn't say that he was chicken shit, but I did say that he wouldn't debate. Yes.
That's the same thing.
I leave it up to
That's the same thing. Why you're beating around the mulberry bush?
Because one is a statement of a matter of fact, which is true. And then the other one involves some speculation of one's motivations, which may or may not be true. So to say that he refused to debate, or to say that he refused to even engage in the discussion, that's true, and that's a matter of fact.
Yeah, and Richard would have done the same thing there if he refused to debate there. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
If he would have walked away, and Richard would have said, well, Dr. Greger refused to engage, he refused to have a discussion without saying he was a chicken shit, that would have been fine, because that is just a statement of a matter of fact, which is true. He's not speculating on Dr. Greger's motivations. He could have had good motivations for it.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is he didn't.
Well, while you're discussing that, was there since you already wrote him numerous times, did he write you back giving you a reason why he didn't want to debate you? Did he give any reason?
He said that in order for me to debate him, I need to publish a paper against someone else's, against Dr. Ornish's view. And until I do that, which is, by the way, an insane epistemic bar to set, that he wouldn't engage me in a debate.
But
or talk to me about it.
Well, that's his right there to ask that question.
I know it's a way. No. No one that's not in contest. No one's contesting about whether that's his right. That's a very low bar. It's also, the things that you have a right to do just means you're not going to be thrown in jail if you violate or fined. Okay. The question is that something an honorable person will do? And the answer, in my view, the answer is no.
Do you want to debate?
You have the right to be dishonorable. You have the right to do a lot of stupid, a lot of bad things.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question there. Do you really want to debate Dr. Greger? How bad do you want to debate him?
I would make pretty badly. I mean, I think it's a very important issue.
Then you want to know what my advice is? You better get started on that paper. And once you write that paper and you filled out the standards there, he'll debate you. Pretty simple.
By the way, I'm not convinced he will follow through with that even. But
you never know until you try. You've not written the paper. I think that's. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. That sounds very reasonable.
Well, it's not just writing a paper. You have to write a paper. You have to go through peer review. You have to do revisions. You have to publish it. You have to get in. So you have to do all this work on someone else's view that I think is just nonsense to begin with. And I just have.
Are you afraid of doing work? Well, he said that
I just answered that. I said I have other things to publish right now.
Then I guess you don't really want to debate him.
I do want to debate him. I just don't want to cater to his insane epistemic bar of engaging in conversation.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you this here.
It's like
okay?
someone saying, like, "Hey, if you really want to debate me, I want you to dunk your head in the toilet."
Okay,
Like,
I'll give you an
I
analogy
guess you
as
don't
far
want
as
to debate me. I guess you don't want to debate me that much because you're not dunking your head in the toilet. Like, no, I'm just not catering. I'm just not. I'm not catering to your nonsense.
okay. So I'm going to give you this thing here. Okay. Now Richard already knows I work for Verizon Wireless here. So just to let you know, I used to work at Verizon Wireless. I started out as a customer service representative. I wanted to get a promotion to becoming in consumer relations here. Okay. I asked my boss as far as to what I needed to do in order to be promoted to consumer relations. I was told I had to write a paper. I was told to write a reason. I had to list my expertise, my education, what I would do in the position. I also had to do a flashpoint presentation there in order for them to decide whether I would be in consumer relations. Do you know what I did? I did everything that they asked me to do. You know what happened? I got promoted to consumer relations here. Now, it is possible that I could have not got promoted there, But the thing about it is that I definitely would not have got promoted there if I hadn't done the things that was asked there. You're claiming, you're claiming that you want to debate him really badly, but you don't want to put the work in order to debate him. The things that he specified there. And I'm going to be honest with you, because this is such a complex since this is a complex subject to what you're debating, I find it very reasonable. You realize
writing a paper is a little different than writing like an essay, right?
I think he doesn't understand what that means. What goes into that?
You're saying that you're saying that you want to debate him. You're wanting to debate him, but you're not willing to put the work in. So why in the world should he go and debate him?
I'm not saying. Wait. I'm not saying I want to debate him at all costs.
You just said you wanted to debate him really. You just said before you wanted to debate him really badly.
Is not at all costs. Those are not the same thing.
It is the same thing.
I want to debate. No, it's not.
Okay, then.
No, I could want to debate someone badly, but not at all expenses.
Like, Avi, what would be the actual financial cost to publish a paper like that?
It depends where you publish. I mean, my last publication costed me $3,000, so it's like, out of my own pocket.
Yeah. So for really shitty, unreputable journals that are online only, sometimes they only charge fairly small fees, like $250, $500. But if you want to get it published in a good, reputable journal, you're looking at thousands of dollars.
Well, has Dr. Greger written those types of papers?
No.
He hasn't done any published research at all.
He has like one letter in some nonsense journal somewhere that wasn't really anything of anything.
Oh, it sounds to me like y'all got a problem there,
So you think it's sensible that Avi would have to spend roughly $3,000 of his own money just to publish a paper, not including the hours worked and all that crap, just to be able to debate Greger?
I also had, and that's not including the fees that I had, the thousands of dollars of fees I had to pay the statistician to work on the project.
Understand the concept of
right?
Yeah, the total cost of that paper was over $5,000.
Well, there's always GoFundMe. Or you can do like Richard does, and you can twerk for money there, and you can come up with the money in order to do all that research papers and stuff. What I'm hearing? What I'm hearing is excuses there. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah. Well,
the thing about it is
what you're hearing. Wait, no, you made an accusation of me. What you're hearing is a representation of being consistent with my motivations, which is just to say that I want to debate him really badly, but not at all costs. At some point, if he puts the restrictions high enough, if he puts the bars to entry high enough, at some point I will say, you know what? I don't actually care about debating you to that degree.
But I
just
don't
like
think
any other person who wants to debate someone very much would say that.
In my opinion, I think that what he's asking for is reasonable.
Okay.
Now you may disagree with that. I think it's very reasonable, given the complex subject there. The thing about it is, if you want
$5,000 to get a paper published, and you have no guarantee if you'd actually debate,
Richard, if you want something very badly, you got to do what you got to do. Do you think that Verizon is going to pay me $100,000 a year just because I asked? That's the way. Like, hey, let me finish. Hey, let me
do that. You would refuse.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
They ask you to dunk your head in the toilet. You wouldn't. Presumably, you wouldn't do that for the job, right?
But that would never be asked there.
That doesn't
But
answer
the
my
but
question.
the but the
Say
standards
what?
for me, the standards for
Say
me
what?
was very high.
Okay, what if
And
your
a lot of
boss
people
wanted you to perform sex acts on him? That's something that would realistically be asked of
come
you.
on, let's
That
skip
does
the
happen
BS.
in the workplace. That is realistic. So would you have
Let's
sex with
skip the
somebody to
Hey,
get a promotion?
Richard, skip the bullshit here, okay? If you want some,
What?
I wanted that job in consumer relations bad. It's reasonable. He's not. Dr. Greger didn't ask you to have sex with him. He didn't ask you to dunk your head in the toilet or anything like that. I did the
Yeah,
things that I needed to do to
yeah,
be promoted in consumer relations here at Verizon. No one
Dunking
is
your
going to
head in the
go and
toilet's
pay.
fucking free.
I didn't have to go. I didn't have to go and dunk my head in the toilet or anything like that. They sat down.
yeah, I mean,
My
by
company
the way,
sat
it would
down.
be
Let me.
easier.
Hey,
It
you
would be
keep it.
easy.
Hey. I did the
It would be
things
easier
that I
to
needed
dunk
to
my head in the
do in
toilet
order
than
to get my
spend
promotion
$5,000
there.
on my money.
I did the things that I needed to do to get promoted there. You know, if you don't want to
Yeah,
write the
because
research paper, that's perfectly
no one
fine.
dis-
You don't have to.
no one
And as a
disputes.
result,
No
you
one's
don't get to debate
disputing.
Dr. Greger. You
No
know,
one's disputing, my man. No one is disputing that you did the things you needed to do to get the job. What's being pointed out here is that you wouldn't have done anything under the sun to get the job,
I don't
right?
think
And
what he's
that's the
asking
same
is
thing
under
for
the
me.
sun is did Dr. Greger ask you to dunk your head in the toilet?
No, but he asked me to do something that would actually cost me even more.
Well, then go do a GoFundMe or something there. You know, if you really want to debate
Or
him there.
in that case, he asked me to do something that would, first of all, it would still
Hey,
cost me even more.
you guys are
on time.
vegans. Y'all can work it out there. Come up with the money or so forth.
That's
You know,
just
or
well,
go back to him and
that's a
ask for a
very-
different standard of things.
That
here.
doesn't follow. Being vegan is a very, very low moral bar. It just
Do you
means
want me to
have
go?
enough-
I can go and email Dr. Greger and see if he can give you a
Excuse me,
discount on the
it doesn't
research
follow
paper or
that
throw in
we're-
some
it
bucks or
doesn't-
something. You know,
it
do you want me to go do that?
Excuse me. It doesn't follow that if we're vegans we can work it out. And the reason for that is because being vegan is just a very low moral bar. All that means is that you have enough integrity and willpower to not stab other creatures that are living and suffering on your whim for your taste pleasure of a hamburger. That's all being vegan means. But it's not something special or anything like that. It's just the bare minimum of being a decent person.
So, are we
Not
going
even
now
a
into a
decent person,
are we
you shouldn't
going into a
person.
debate now on veganism?
No, I'm just pointing out to you that it doesn't follow that if we're both vegans, then we can work things.
You're arguing with me about not being able to debate Dr. Greger because he said some general standards. I don't think Richard,
what my position is. I don't want you misrepresenting my position. To be clear on what my position is that Dr. Greger has put standards on, has put barriers to entry on debating this topic that that is damaging to the community, and he parrots all the time in talks, and his barriers to entry, on my view, are not reasonable, and they're excessively high to the point where I'm not willing to meet them. That's my view.
Then you can't debate him, plain and simple.
Then I won't. Well, it's not that I can't.
So the only acceptable thing to do is just go and openly confront him there.
It's that I rightfully will not end up debating him. Just like if someone asked me to dunk my head in the toilet before I debate them, I wouldn't.
Oh boy! So you're comparing writing a research paper or so forth and doing all that as comparing to him asking to have sex with you or to dunk your head in the toilet?
That's a bigger ask. That's a bigger ask.
So if he went back to you and said that you would be able to debate him if you dunked your head in the toilet, would you do it?
Oh, if he said that,
Mm-hmm.
that would be I would actually have more. I might not end up doing that, but I would consider that more seriously.
Then
Because
you
that's
are a
actually a
sick freak.
Yeah, that's, by the way, that's a lesser. I want to be clear because I don't think you understand what goes into this. Dunking your head in the toilet is a much easier task to complete than writing a paper and getting it published. By far, by a long shot, both in terms of your time, in terms of your money.
Okay. So here's what I would suggest doing there. I'll play Dr. Phil. Okay. You don't want to do this research paper or so forth, and I don't believe it's a good idea for you to go and confront people and start filming or so forth. Have you thought of any other alternatives, intermediary, or so forth? a neutral party
Yeah,
that can go
yes,
and
I have. Yeah,
speak
I
to
have.
him on your behalf?
Yes, I have. James Wilkes, actually.
Oh,
James Wilkes has tried to make that happen, and there's still refusal. And they know each other well.
okay. Did he give him a reason?
Same reason.
Research paper and everything?
Hmm.
Okay. How much money you got in your bank account?
So I'm not answering that question.
You know where I'm getting at, right?
No, I don't know what you're getting at, but I'm not. I'm just not going to reveal that personal information about myself to on a stream.
Okay. Now, look, I don't know all of you vegans or so forth there. Well, someone else is. Oh, this must be ask yourself there. But what I was saying is, what I'm actually saying here is this here, okay? Dr. Greger set down the standards here. It's his right to set down the standards if he wants to go and debate them there. You know, if you don't want to go by his standards as far as debating, well, tough titty there, you know?
I just want to clarify two things, because there's two things you said that are not true about me, so I just want to clear them up. Vince, if you watch that video, I don't walk up filming. For the record, I don't think there's any problem doing that, but like you concede that's false, right? If you look at the very first frame, I'm not even filming in it.
Did you go and film eventually?
I'm asking you if you concede that when the interaction starts, it does not begin with me walking up filming.
First off, I don't even know what you look like there, you know.
Oh, well, I mean, sure, here you can see me.
I mean, you got a cartoon character on your profile there. And when I looked at your YouTube channel, you're having huh?
I said my face is out there. People know what I look like, and I can easily show you the video if you want.
Okay, I've seen the video. So who was? I mean, so I'm not gonna do the Abbott and Costello routine as far as who was on first. Who was filming?
Well, no. But you said false things about me. I just wanted to clear up the false things, which is I did not walk up filming. So if you look at this here, look at the very first frame. I'm gonna just post this in where do you want this? In the general chat, maybe? Where do you want this, Richard? Where should I put this shit?
Yeah, general chat's fine.
Sorry, I don't know the way around this server. Where is the general? Live? You want it just in live?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I don't seem to have permissions.
Post it in memes. I think anybody can post there.
Memes.
Yeah, memes or tea time.
Yeah, so like if you look at the very first frame of that video, Vince, you'll actually see like I'm standing there with the brown pants. So you don't even have to agree that's me. Everyone can tell that's me, but I'd just like a concession under the assumption that that is in fact me in the first frame, that it was false when you said that I walked up filming. I didn't.
Let's take a look at the video again here.
Yeah, totally.
All right, 1 second here.
I'll also just post a little screenshot.
Well, no, Richard still has his video up on YouTube, so I'll go ahead.
Oh, I posted. Yeah, I literally just posted the video for you in memes. But I also in 1 second. I also in memes just posted a screenshot where you can see the timestamp 001. That's me standing there with my hands in my pockets without a phone.
Well, right? I'm gonna go check Rich because I'm not really good at this Discord stuff there. Old stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying you can save time if you look in the memes channel. I posted the video and a screenshot showing myself not filming in the first second of the video.
Hang tight. Let's see here. Where's the...
Hey there. No need to adjust your TV, or more likely your phone.
Sorry, I don't pay for YouTube Premium. I'm too cheap.
No worries.
All right. All right, so in the first frame, someone is standing behind Dr. Greger, and Richard is walking.
That's not me, though.
Who is that then?
No, I got you. I'm glad. Now that you're looking at it, let me just guide you so you don't have to narrate through it. You see the dude, tall dude, 6'3", left-hand side, black coat, brownish pants.
That's you.
That's me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not filming.
Right, like I said, I don't know what you look like. So who's that filming behind him?
I'm not entirely sure. But oh yeah. True,
well, you would have to know because Richard was able to put it up on his channel there.
Oh so yeah, but you just think about it for a sec, Vince. You're sitting in a group of people. People are like moving around, rotating, filming. I'm not gonna know who's who at every given moment, but I'm just looking for just a really simple concession. I just want you to say that you were wrong that I was filming at the start. I'm not filming. You can see my hands are in my pockets.
Yeah, you're not filming, but who's
Okay,
behind?
so
okay,
just to be clear, so you just
who,
I just
but
want you to say this.
It doesn't make any
Vince,
difference.
Vince, just 1 second, just 1 second. I just want you to say I was wrong when I said that you were filming at the start.
I said that you weren't filming. Did
You
I not just say that? No.
I'm just
Hey,
doing
hey,
the
hey,
ego.
whoa,
I'm just
whoa,
doing
whoa,
the
whoa.
wait.
Okay.
I'm sorry. One
now
second.
that
I'm
I've
just doing the
acknowledged that
sorry,
it wasn't you filming.
Sorry, 1 second, dude. I'm talking. 1 sec. I'm just doing the ego test, right, to see if you're capable of actually just saying that you made an error, or if it's something you're not capable of doing. Like it's
I
very
made an
obvious
error
to everyone
based
I'm
on
not
the fact
filming.
that I don't know who you are. Now,
Okay,
given
but
that,
wait,
now,
wait,
let's
but,
put,
wait, sorry, I didn't even hear you. 1
will
second. You're
you?
talking
Hey,
too fast.
hey,
Wait,
hey!
just,
Don't be
just
talking
stop
over me,
so quick.
young
Just
man.
slow
Don't
down
be
for a sec.
talking
Slow
over
down,
me like
slow
that
down,
here.
Slow down. Just,
Hey,
I just want a clear.
No.
Vince, don't even try. You're not. It's not going to work. I just want a clear answer to this one question. Clear answer. No waffling around. Will you say I was wrong to say that you were filming at the start of that interaction? It's
What
just
I'm
yes
gonna
or no.
say, what I'm gonna say is kiss my ass, motherfucker. Now, who's
Okay,
standing
so
behind?
just to be
standing
clear,
behind?
Vince, I want wait just a second.
You got your
I just
answer
want a
here,
clear
okay?
answer. Wait, just to be clear, am I filming at the start of this video? You said that I was. It's
Okay.
obvious that I'm not. Can you just because this is the thing is you kind of said something that implies you're wrong. You said it doesn't look like you're filming, but you won't actually say the sentence.
And why?
I was wrong to wrong to say that you're filming. No, I'm just testing your intellectual honesty, and I'm just going to do it one more time before you go. So you can kind of choose to show that you're incapable of admitting error here, but I'll just try one last time. Will you just admit that you were wrong when you said that I'm filming at the start of this interaction? It's a simple yes/no question.
Kiss my ass, motherfucker.
I'll let that speak for itself. This guy's
Good.
probably just not capable of admitting error. Seems that way.
Well, get
All
the
right.
fuck off of here.
Peace
Now,
out.
getting back to things, who is that standing behind him then that's filming? Since it ain't you.
That
Since
was
I don't know
another guy in our group of friends, right?
Now, let me make one thing clear. The reason why I had him pegged as that because he has a cartoon character on his profile there, you know? Okay? I don't know what the motherfucker looks like, okay? So who's that standing behind him filming?
I think we've exhausted like this conversation.
Who is standing behind Dr. Gregor filming? Who the hell is it?
I just said a guy named Riley in our group of friends who was there.
So it was so it's one of your vegan buddies there.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my God.
Right, anyway,
so you're getting on my
don't think
case
this can
because
go
I got
any-
one of your vegan butt buddies mixed up with another one there. Okay. The point I'm trying to make is that film actually started and you were up there walking before then. So there was an intention to go and catch him on tape and start arguing and debate. That is ambush debating here, okay?
Nowhere. That's great. This is going nowhere. All right. Well, thanks for coming on and wasting my time. But
well, I was up there on my live stream, minding my own business, smoking a cigar and and having some drinks and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah, it's
you
my fault
ambushed the guy,
ultimately,
okay?
I'll
Just
admit
you went and ambushed the guy, and your butt buddy, ask yourself there, is up there saying that well, because I couldn't identify one vegan from another vegan. Oh, come on. That's why I said to kiss my ass, motherfucker. He has a cartoon picture next to him, so I don't know what he looks like here, okay?
Sure.
I mean, okay. Well, I don't. Okay.
Well,
I don't know
care,
what he
Vince.
looks like
Maybe
there.
If we want to debate veganism in the future, we'll debate that or something.
Well,
but...
yeah, all you vegans, Dr. Gregor and all, y'all go have a celery smoothie, broccoli sandwich, and debate formally. If this other guy doesn't want to go and write the research papers that Dr. Gregor doesn't want to do, then that's too bad there. Like I said, I got no dog in the fight there, you know. You vegans can go and circle jerk with yourselves there, okay? Meantime, I'm going to have myself another drink. I probably will have another smoke. I say good day to all of you vegans here, okay?
All
Guys
right.
are getting on my,
Well,
you
take
young
care,
people
Vince.
are getting on my nerves here, okay? Let me get back to my fucking drink, all right? Bye.
All right, peace.
Interesting. I'm supposed to identify one vegan from another. As you can see, and I'll put this up here. Hold on. Let me show y'all guys this here, okay? Plain and simple. And we'll just make it easy here, okay? That is someone filming. Coming right behind him. That is ambushing someone. That's ambushing someone. Okay? And he's up there making a statement, well, I got my hands in the pocket there. I don't know who the fuck this motherfucker is, you know? I have no clue who he is. All right? He's arguing over Samantha's. That's why I told all of them can kiss my ass there too, you know? Jeez. All of them. Up there surprising people out of nowhere. You don't do stuff like that. Come on. Oh, boy. So I'm going to run the stream until 11 o'clock p.m. I'm going to try to catch up with all the donations here and see what was said. I know, they ambushed the guy, you know? That's my friend Riley. Well, why didn't you say that to begin with? They're just trying to cover up things, you know, and stuff. You know? God damn. You can't win with these vegans here. They always try to go and cover up stuff in order to try to win things here. I just said they ambushed a guy. So what if I got the person... So what if it's another one of his vegan butt buddies? They all look the same. Scrawny, look like they're like deer in headlights and stuff, you know? Oh, boy. So I'm going to be up here until 11 o'clock there. Well, they can go circle jerk with each other. I mean, geez. What do you think, guys? I mean, seriously, was I not being unreasonable? There. Semantics. Okay, I don't know these people. He has a freaking cartoon picture next to his profile. I don't know what he looks like, you know? He's up there arguing, well, it wasn't me. But you know exactly. Riley. Shame on these people. Folks, I grew up in a time and age to where you just don't go and ambush people, you know. Do stuff like that. Peter Jennings didn't do stuff like that, you know. And nowadays, you got these new age people out here that are just going and sneaking up there, and they had the intention of trying to embarrass him. They weren't going to let him walk away. You know, they have him surrounded they have him surrounded, basically. Got one person behind him. They got two people in front of him there, you know. Or actually, excuse me, three. I don't know who the guy is with the yellow bag, but they were clearly going to... Hey, can you guys hear me now? Is my mic still cutting? It doesn't matter if it's 3 versus 1, it's 4 against 1. They're all vegans. I bust them up. Even after drinking, too, you know. They didn't really have any argument there. The only thing I pretty much said to narrow it down there is, you know, you ambushed a guy. Folks, if you want to debate someone, if you want to do something bad in life, you got to do it there, you know. You just got to do it. Verizon didn't go and pay me $100,000 just to go and just ask, you know? You got to put the work in. I had to jump through a bunch of hoops in order to get promoted, you know? It's Verizon. It's the #1 cell phone company in the United States there, you know? I did what I needed to do here. And at any point in time, they're up there making excuses. I don't have enough money and stuff. They can have a GoFundMe. They can do the research papers. I don't think anything that Dr. Greger said was unreasonable. But at the same time, they're all vegans. I don't care about vegans, okay? Like I said, they can sit down, have a celery stalk shake or something, you know? Hell, they are little girls, you know? They're BSing about the $5,000 there, James. They're just BSing. They're making excuses. Hey, Mike the Musical Vegan Beast, you kiss my ass too, motherfucker. It's not just veganism there. It's just these people, you know. Like I said, I'm old school, you know. I grew up in a time to where you didn't just go and ambush people. You know, if I go and walk up and want to have a conversation with them, I don't want to have a principal interest to go and film them and then put them up on YouTube or anything. Like when I went down to the Charlotte Pro, you know, my buddy Johnny Stewart was down there hosting the promoter show. And I told him, you know, I'm going to talk to him, said, hey, you know, he asked me if I'm going to film. It's like, you know me. I'm old school. I ain't gonna do stuff like that. I ain't gonna do you like that, you know? In this day and age there, you gotta have some civility. You have to be cordial in doing things. They could have simply written him, you know? They act as though this guy can't be confronted or so forth, that he's hard to reach. I don't believe that, you know? Doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna probably go and write this Dr. Greger person, see what he says. I'm not going to go ban Mike the Musical Vegan Beast. He's welcome to stay here if he wish. Y'all know my policy, folks. I don't ban anyone from my channels or anything. Get me some more of this good sauce here. Boy. You know, I don't even know why, you know, honestly, I don't even know why I'm sticking up for Dr. Greger. He's a vegan, you know. I think all these vegans are silly, you know. Mike, I don't go and ban people there, you know. If you want to get banned for speaking your mind, go on your friend Vegan Gaines' channel. You say something wrong to him, he'll go and ban you. I don't go and ban people. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I don't care how many vegans join that chat there, you know. I just like to know who's going to be joining beforehand. That's another example of ambushing people, you know. So they got upset because I asked who the fuck you are, you know. Because I want to know who the fuck you are. You just jump up here all by yourself. You ain't tell me someone is going to jump up here, you know. But you know what I'm saying? You can jump up, still get beat down, you know. I ain't putting up with this shit, you know. God damn it. I tell it like it is, Mike, here, okay? At any point in time, Richard could have corrected me and said that that was Riley that was filming, okay? I don't know what Ask Yourself looks like. You want to know why? Because he has a fucking cartoon on his profile there, okay? I don't know all of Richard's friends, okay? The fact that, I mean, it's pretty easy for me to get one person mixed up with another there. Okay? It doesn't make any difference anyway. As I showed in the picture, they already started filming before it even started there. So they had this whole thing planned, you know? In fact, that actually looks worse than it is there because they got someone filming right behind them without his knowledge there, you know? That is highly unprofessional. You don't go, they're up there filming him behind his back, you know, like a sneak thief. Bunch of Miss Nancys. All right, David Duvall just subscribed. Welcome to the party, pal. In fact, I'm going to get me some more of this here. Well, I didn't know who that was there. You know, someone told me it was Ask Yourself that was filming. Okay? He has a cartoon in his profile, you know? I don't know what all these vegans look like. Am I supposed to? Did it really matter? At any point in time, Richard, I asked who the heck was filming in the very beginning. Richard could have simply said, oh, that's my buddy Riley, okay? That's all he could have said there, you know? You know, the worst part about it is I'm up here defending a vegan, you know? Exactly, Quick Pump. Exactly. They knew they ambushed him, but they're just up there beating around the bush and about this First Amendment stuff there. Look, folks, just because there's a First Amendment doesn't make it right, folks. It doesn't make it right, okay? There's a lot of things in our laws there that you can do, but it doesn't make it right there. You have to have a level of decorum. You have to have a little bit of personal respect, you know? They could have respected him and came up to him like a man. But as you can see, and I'm going to put it up here again for all you people to see. Check it out. As you guys see, they're filming behind him. They got 3 people in front of him. They got this other guy filming. They got him surrounded there, you know? They confronted him. They had it already planned there. Before he even... They knew exactly what they're doing. They ganged up on him there, you know? They ganged up on him. That's wrong! Wrong! Let me cut this off. They knew they ganged up on him. They know better than that. No, Bill, I didn't win that one there. I just wasted my time there, you know? I'd rather hang out with you guys there. The purpose of my show is to hang out, relax, have a cigar, answer you guys' question. And I have to go and get all upset because I have to go and get this vegan gains and all the rest of them vegans there, you know? They up there interrupting my live stream up there, and I'm just trying to lay back and relax, you know? That's all I'm trying to do. Not trying to hurt nobody, you know? Can't a man just have his own drink and just mind his own business, you know? You know, trying to get an answer out of vegan gains and obviously the rest of them is like, it's like pulling strings there, basically, you know? It's like twisting a rusty screw out of a board, you know? Joe, it doesn't, I don't know why he got involved, but like I said, punks jump up to get beat down. It didn't matter how, he He could have brought his whole flock of vegans there. I'm going to still take them out, you know? You want to know why? Because because I exercise some common sense here. All I simply told them is have a little bit of decorum whenever you're going and speak to him. They could have spoke to him like a man, but look, they got behind him like a sneak thief and started filming him. And you guys know good and well what Richard would have done if he tried to walk away. Well, he couldn't walk away because someone was behind him. He would have got back on his YouTube and called him a chicken shit, you know? And that's the same thing that AVI said. He even admitted that he refused to debate him. He didn't refuse to debate him. He simply asked to bring some research paper, you know, and stuff. And it wouldn't cost him $5,000, you know? Nah, Serratus, it's cool. It's good mints anyway. We can all use a little bit of mints there, you know? Just because I wasn't in the mood to debate don't mean I'm going to not debate, you know. I got to do something for my fellow piss troopers. I got to do something for you people, you know. Yeah, Richard Overton wasn't no vegan. He lived to be over, I think, 112 or something like that, you know. Yeah, but if they want to play around that's perfectly fine there. I don't care, you know. And Richard knew I was drinking there and stuff like that, you know, so. Oh, boy. So, folks, we got about 30 minutes left, and then afterwards, you know, I'm going to drink a whole bunch of water. I did a lot of work in consumer relations. It's a tough job there. And as I was explaining to him there, if you want something in life, you got to do what you got to do. And they bring things in place like dunk your head in the toilet and sleep with someone. Come on now, you know. That's not the point. What Verizon asked me to do was reasonable because those are the tasks that I needed to do that I was going to do anyway in that job position there, you know. Verizon needed to make sure that I was going to be able to operate at a job at the capacity, especially with the salary that I was making there. Nobody's going to get paid no one's going to get paid that much money there if they're not going to be able to do the stuff there, you know. Kind of simple, folks. Does that not make sense? Would you give someone a high salary just because someone asked there? I mean, if I was applying at McDonald's as a cashier, you know, that's a little bit different. But this is consumer relations there at Verizon, okay? You know, being a supervisor requires even more qualifications there, you know? It's quite simple. If they don't want to do the work, too bad, you know? I don't think what he asked was unreasonable. I really don't. Oh, boy. A little bit too much Cavados, folks, but I'm going to hang in there for another 30 minutes. They weren't focusing on the issue. They were just trying to dodge the situation. At any point in time, Richard could have simply pointed out that, hey, that wasn't Ask Yourself, that was my friend Riley. No, instead he calls his butt buddy Ask Yourself up there and say, you see the guy in the hands in the pocket there, that's me. Well, good for him. Do you know why I said it was? I don't know what the man looks like, you know? If Richard would have said that, I'm like, okay, it's not even a point of contention, you know, as far as to who's filming. The point is circle jerk of vegan butt buddy friends was the ones that was filming, you know, period. Yeah, I hope that doesn't come to that, P for P. I really don't. Oh boy. Hey, Serratus, you never know what to expect when you come to my show there, you know. Like I said, my Earl Grey Tuesday shows is meant just to relax and just have a little bit of fun, you know, and stuff, you know. And I think that was still a little bit of fun, you know. Teaching these young folks some stuff there, you know. You know, the fact of the matter is, you know what really upsets me a little bit there? Is that the fact that they don't respect my generation of doing things, you know? You know, they have to understand these guys are like in their 20s and stuff. I'm 46 years old. Another 3 years, well, another 3 years and 11 months, I'll be on AARP, you know? They could have done better than that. They didn't have to sneak up behind him. They didn't have to go and surround him, you know? And, you know, what's kind of funny is Richard's up there saying that he wouldn't have done anything, you know? That he wouldn't have put it out. If he had no choice but to go and argue him. And he's up there saying he put his hands. That's because he got up on him there, you know, and stuff, you know? And what was Richard afraid of when he put his hands on him? He's a lot bigger than he is. I mean, he's a skinny dude, you know? Me having to actually defend a vegan. Shame, 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 shame. I don't think it has so much to do with money. It just has to deal with the points here, you know? And, you know, it's kind of self-destructive there. Dr. Greger is supposedly one of the most respected vegans. It doesn't mean shit to me whatsoever, you know, but, you know, he's one of their own there, and they're up there attacking him like a dog, you know? They attacking him like a dog. They treated him like a dog, you know? They was trying to make mincemeat out of him. They was trying to make dog meat out of him, you know? Who does that type of stuff there, you know? When you go and you got to confront someone there, turn off the cameras. Go and talk to the person, you know? Just be straight up with someone. If I got to go and fight somebody, I'm not going to go look for someone to go film the whole situation. If I need to go and punch someone's mush in, you know, and stuff like that, I'm not going to worry about a camera. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to take care of business. I ain't going to say nothing about it, you know. I ain't worried about someone filming. I'm not going to be worried about putting it on YouTube or something like that, you know. Just saying. Yeah, I think this will be probably the greatest Earl Grey Tuesday of all time there, you know. I think it will be. You know, we'll let the world decide. Just nothing but egos here, you know. They still don't seem to get the point there. My argument has nothing to do with this stuff here, okay? Nothing. It has nothing to do with a sugar substitute. My main issue with Richard, and I'm going to make this clear, is him and his friends up there surrounding and doing ambush debates here, you know. Period. But like I said, he could have brought all of his vegan buddies with him there. You know, like I said, the more they jump up, the more they get beat down, you know. And you know they was in, you know, and they did it at a bad time when I was up there drinking and smoking there, you know. When I start drinking, I get real angry, you know. That's when I really start debating, you know. If he had confronted me when I was sober, it would have been a little bit different. But you mess with me drinking, I get, my debate skills going to be, you know, and I'm going to be pissed off too, you know, up there spoiling my show like that, man. What's up with that? You know, you come in my show while I'm up there drinking and smoking, you going to get it. You going to get them hands, you know. you gonna get a plethora of acoustic chewing out there, you know. There are liberals there. All of these vegans are liberal. Have you ever ran into a conservative vegan before? You know, they want to debate me while I'm drunk, man. You know, and I will admit I am a little drunk right now there, you know, and stuff. That's what I do to relax there, you know, and stuff like that, you know. Now, I'm only drunk because I'm up there debating these people there, and I didn't really watch how much I was actually drinking there. Look, I only got a little bit left now there. I polished off a lot of that bottle there, you know. Fortunately, it ain't my naval strength stuff there, you know. This is only... How many proofs is this? This is only 80 proof there, so I'm going to be all right there, you know. Oh, I lost my patience a long time ago, P for P, because they was up there circle jerking with me. I ain't gonna put up with that. They know they ambushed the guy and they was just up there beating off the bush there. That's why I told that other dude, like, I want you to say that you're wrong. Kiss my ass. I ain't gotta do nothing but stay black and die, you know? That's all I gotta do in life. I ain't gotta do anything. And the truth is, I wasn't wrong there. I just had him mixed up with somebody else because he ain't got no damn picture. He has a cartoon on there, you know. I also told him to kiss my ass because I don't even know why he was even brought in the conversation. Just bringing up more vegans on me and stuff. No, I got the Virgil Cane whiskey. I'm not having that tonight. I just had some Cabados. I don't apologize to vegans there. Apologizing is for cookie cutters, you know. And if they got a problem with that, they can get some Johnson's baby wipes there and wipe off their tears and stuff there, you know. I don't apologize. I'm a piss trooper. We're freaks. We don't apologize for shit. I ain't had nothing to apologize to begin with, you know. He decided he wanted to go and jump in the conversation. Well, I just want you to say that wasn't me. I don't give a fuck if it was you or not. You know, I don't give a fuck if it was you. You know good and well who was filming. Richard could have said that. That AVI guy could have said that. He could have said that. You know, they could have said that at any time. The point being is that they all ganged up on him. They had a game plan. We're going to go and get Dr. Greger. We're going to get him today. We see him. We spot him. We're going to get him. That's exactly what they did, you know. They tried to go out there and get him. And I called him out for him. You don't try to gang up on him. Then they try to gang up on me. He ain't going to be ganging up on the great one. The great one's going to put them hammers on. I don't care who it is. I don't care how drunk I am, you know. I'm going to still fuck it up, you know. I don't care. You want to know why? Because I have truth on the side there, you know. I have respect for my fellow man, you know. If I'm gonna go fight someone there and they got their dukes up, I'm not gonna go pull a gun on them. I'm gonna fight them with these. It's gonna be a fair fight. We're gonna do it Queensberry, you know, and stuff. If you're gonna go and debate someone, you got to do it on fair terms. You got to do it on formal terms. He asked them to do some very simple things in order to debate him. He refused to do so, so instead they go and sneak up on him because they're too lazy to go put in the work, you know. That doesn't work in real life. In real life, you have to work. If you are asked to do something and you want to be if you want to be in a particular position in life, whether it's consumer relations at Verizon, whether you want to be vice president, whether you want to be president of a company or so forth, if you want to be president of the United States, if you want to be a senator or so forth of anything, you got to put the work in. You got to do what's asked there. You have to do what is required, okay? That's the way life is there, you know? Life is about doing the things that you need to do in order to accomplish things in life there. Do you know why I got promoted consumer relations at that time? Because I put the work in. I did what was asked. I gave them the stuff that was required, you know, and they could have said no. That was their right, you know? For all the people in life there, the reason that some people become managers and other people don't is because one person will be willing to put in the work in order to do it there, you know? And everybody else is going to make excuses, or they're just going to be too lazy to do anything about it. That's the way life is, folks. That's the way life is. That's right, Tris. We'll knock all those motherfuckers out, you know? I am not the president of history. I am just I'm your voice there, folks. I am just a servant of the piss troopers there. I am at your service there, you know. We're all on equal levels, folks, you know. I'm not above any person that is in this chat room whatsoever. I am not above any of you, you know. I would pour me another cup of this, but we gonna finish this here. I think I'm done for the night. I'm gonna just drink water for the rest of the night there, just to soak out some of the alcohol. He was only respectful until I started smacking them down with this content, you know, and stuff. Putting it back in his face there, you know. He's up there talking about we should do a blind study and give a human being a high dose of this stuff and see what happens. You can end up killing somebody. This ain't Nazi Germany, you know. And I had explained to him at first there, why in the world are you going to debate me about this here, okay? I've not read no research papers. A buddy of mine just simply said, hey, don't take too much of this stuff here, okay? It can cause clots, you know? Sounds reasonable, you know? Do I need to go and check a research paper to see whether he was telling the truth or not? That's my buddy. That's my pal. I trust him, you know? You're supposed to trust your friends in life there, you know? He didn't ask me to jump off a bridge. He just said, hey, don't take too much of this stuff here. It might cause a blood clot, you know? Yeah, he can bring in his butt buddies if you want there, whenever you're getting smacked down, you know, and stuff. How many people was up there? There's like 3 people there, you know? They can gang up all they want, but they forgot one thing. They forgot one thing. That I'm a motherfucking piss trooper. Like I said before, and what I told Parent Fitness there, I will take one piss trooper over 1,000 subscribers. Because that's how strong our game is there, folks. That's how strong our fucking game is, you know? That's the whole thing, you know? And they messing with an old guy, you know? They messing with someone old school. And someone, and me, whenever I'm drinking, you don't want to debate me when I'm drinking and smoking. You just don't want to do that, because I will cut you down, you know? Oh boy, folks, we got 12 minutes left. Get your comments in if you want to put some money in the tank. That's fine. Hey, everyone that donated during the debate, I do apologize if I didn't get your questions or anything like that. You know, like I said, I was engaged in the whole situation, so my bad on that. I do want to thank everybody. I want to thank Teen for putting in those donations. I want to thank Steve for subscribing and stuff, you know. I want to thank everybody that's done supported the channel tonight, you know. That's right, P for P. We up there asking me to apologize. Hey, ain't no better than that. We don't apologize. We freaks, you know. And I'm definitely not going to apologize to some fucking vegan, you know. Fuck that shit, you know. Fuck it up and down and sideways. Beat they motherfucking ass with a closet stick. Because there ain't no thing like smacking all those vegans around with my John Holmes while sipping Cavados, you bangers. Apologize my ass. What the fuck, you know? Oh, boy. Had me up there debating. I didn't keep up with how much syrup I was drinking, man, you know? It didn't make no difference. They didn't have no argument. It's ambush journalism. That's all it is. Ambushed them. They knew they snuck up on the guy, and they was up there bullshitting about it, you know? Oh, I just want you to admit it wasn't you. What did I just say? Okay, that ain't you. He's like, I want you to admit that I'm wrong. Kiss my ass, motherfucker, you know? Wasn't even the point of the whole thing. You snuck up on him there. You were part of the gang, you know? You know, in the States here, if you go and commit a robbery and in the commission of that robbery, someone gets killed, they don't just punish the guy that gets killed. They punish everybody that was part of the robbery, from the getaway driver to the robbers to even the person that organized them. Everyone gets charged with murder, you know? All of them were conspiring to go after Dr. Greger, period. All of them. Yeah, sorry about that there. Yeah, I had to, you know, like I said, there's 3 people up there, you know. That's all right, you know. It ain't hard to beat the vegan gays in the debate there. You just gotta call him out for his bullshit. Up there wanting to test and see how, like, you kiss my ass, young man, you know. I'm not gonna apologize to a kid like that. He's still probably sucking on his mama's titties, you know, and stuff. But I tell you what there, you know, I mean, oh boy. My Earl Grey Tuesdays are supposed to be nice and calm and clean and stuff like that, you know. And I gotta have this oatmeal mush. But that's okay, it's good mints there. I need a little practice anyway, you know. Need a little bit of practice, you know. Because once I debate vegan gays, the next vegan I gotta go after, you know, and stuff like that, you know, is gonna be alright, you know. No, he was just, he was getting his ass kicked and he had to go bring in some help. And then he had to bring in some more help, you know. There was no help. There wouldn't have been, he could have brought in 10 people. It wouldn't have made no difference at all. Wouldn't have made no difference. Fucking with a piss trooper. And one that's highly drunk right now, you know. The drunker I get, the meaner I get, you know. Oh boy. All right, folks, we got like 7 minutes left here. Let's get some good music playing here. Well, Vegan Gaze is in Europe there, so I told her that whenever I had some time available, because I thought I was going to go back to work, that I would go and debate her. So I'll have to see when she is available, since I'm not going to be working for another month or so. I'll be at ease once. I'm probably going to light me up another smoke there anyway. That way I could trim down some of the alcohol I've drunk. Either that or I may make a sandwich or something. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to have myself a sandwich. With plenty of bread, you know. Soak up that alcohol. Would I rusty trombone for $5 million? Hell yeah. Why not? $5 million? I mean, I got some mouthwash and stuff, so. Let's play that again one more goddamn time. Lamar, I'm too drunk to stay on, man. I gotta get something in my system before I done pass out there. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I done probably had a little more than I wanted there, so that's all right. Alcohol always dissipates. It's definitely better than all that medication Richard's having, so. James, I've been drinking too much, man. I can't stay on longer. I'm about to pass out there. Nah, no booty call tonight there. We gonna sleep. Well, if y'all want to continue donating after I close the show, that's perfectly fine with me, you know. Besides, this show's already ran an extra hour anyway. I just wanted to get that extra hour in because I didn't want to deprive y'all of any questions y'all needed to ask me. I know. But don't worry, folks. Don't forget Friday is the midnight run. I may do another live stream this week as well there, since I was so rudely interrupted. Nah, man, we gotta close out the show because I'm about to pass out there. If I stayed on another hour, probably 45 minutes of me would be like this here. That's what I'd be like for the next hour, folks. Woo! All right, folks. It is 11 o'clock p.m. That is the end of a very interesting Earl Grey Tuesday. I want to thank everyone that's donated. I want to thank everyone that decided to stick around to hear the mints. Folks, y'all my peoples there. I appreciate y'all supporting this channel.